Welcome everyone to Livestream Reviews. My name is Christian Karasiewicz. I'm the content marketing manager over at StreamYard. You are watching Livestream Reviews by StreamYard. And so I'm super excited to have you all join us. We got a few little surprises, I think, for you today. I'm going to go bring on my co-host, Charles Matthews, and we're going to kick things off. Again, if you're new to the show, this is all about helping you improve your live streams. So if you've got any questions, if you want to know how to do something, if you want us to take a look at your live stream, all we ask you to do is we will send a link out. Charles, actually, feel free to drop that link if you want to. We'll put that link in the comments. Feel free to join us on screen. The only thing we ask in the private chat, just tell us a little bit more about your stream, what your question is, give us a link, and obviously have your camera on because we want to see who we are interacting with. So, Charles, it is fantastic seeing you yet again. How you doing?
What's up, people? How you guys doing? Listen, I am super excited to be here. I'm happy. I don't know if you guys, so.
Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you're calling in from. Welcome, welcome, and welcome.
So how you guys all doing? I'm seeing some chats in the chat room. Love it. But I want to give a special shout out. Big shout out. Where is it? Let me find it. Let me find it. They just went live for the first time. Wealth. Wealth went. He said, I finally started. Where is it? Right here. Yeah. There you go. I finally started my podcast stream. Congratulations. Congratulations.
You can do it.
That's right. You can do it. And you did it. So congratulations.
Fantastic. That's pretty cool. Actually, we got to get some applause. Actually,
we got that. We got that. Some applause? We got that. We got that. Yeah,
congrats, man. That's pretty big.
That is big, man. You just had to start, and that's all you did. So, congratulations.
Fantastic. This is gonna be a lot of fun, by the way. So, so if you want to come on screen with us, Charles, feel free to drop that link in the comments. Let's start bringing some people on. We've got who is it? I think it was like a Disney Channel, actually, Talking Mickey Project, actually from Texas here. And so they said, hey, they've been waiting for the show today. So yes. So feel free to come on screen, join us. Let's take a look at your streams and let us see how we can help you.
So where's everybody calling in from? Drop it in. Let me know where you guys are calling in from today. Drop it in. I missed everybody. It feels so long every time we do an episode, Christian, and then we wait for our turn again because it's every, we swap with everybody, but it seems so long without seeing everybody.
I know, right? And the other thing is, like, we used to do the show every single week, and we then started to scale it back to every first and third Saturday of the month. The second Saturday, by the way, if you have a YouTube channel, you want to head over to that one and check out Daniel and Dee. They do YouTube channel reviews, and it's pretty amazing. They have like I won't spoil it for you, but it's a lot of fun actually to watch. So
all right, here we go. Georgia, Switzerland, England, New Orleans, Ireland, Ohio, Kansas, UK, London, everybody, Akron,
all over the place. Look at this. Michigan, Pennsylvania,
Texas in the house. There you go. We got some Texas people. There you go.
Little Montreal. There it is. Brazil.
There we go.
Look at this. This is very cool. We got Philadelphia in the house. We got Eric Ballardo. I think Eric's been on.
Hold on. Down south Florida's on here. Jacksonville. There you go.
Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. Another Michigan. Fantastic. Dan C. Bearded. I think Dan.
Chicago in the building. Listen, big shouts out to Chicago. The Bulls, I think they're going to do something this year. I'm just saying, you put a team together, Chicago. I'm going to give you that one.
Very cool. Lots of people. Cindy Bryden here in Rhode Island, New York, Germany. Look at this. Like, this is the like fantastic part about this. The fact that everybody's tuning in from around the world.
Flint, Michigan in the house. There you go. Flint, what's going on? Alabama. Woo. There you go. Seattle in the house. Okay, I see you people. There we go. Great to have you on there.
Oh, Tokyo as well.
Tokyo. Hold on. What time is it?
And this is a different Tokyo channel, actually. Normally I have JP, I think.
Yeah.
So, Eric, that's fantastic. Love hearing that. Again, that's what we're here for. We're here to help you improve your live streams, whether it's, like we've had people on where we worked with them on their background. We work with them on like how they can generate some revenue with their live streams, building an audience. I mean, just so many things. So
let's
we
tell them. Yeah,
go
let's get into the nitty gritty this week. Because listen, don't get me wrong. Last show we did 4 hours. We went live straight for 4 hours. And listen, we loved it. But I was like, Christian, we got to make this go. So we came up with something new that Christian did. And I think you guys are all going to love it. It's something that you guys could add to your stream too as well. So when you hit the link and you come backstage, now, if you want to pop that up, Christian, you got a timer. So we're giving everybody, between all of us, 10 minutes. And then when your 10 minutes is done, we just move on to the next one. So if you got one question, make sure it's the banging question, the best question you have to help you guys out. And then if there's time, just go back in the queue. Just because we answered your one question doesn't mean you can't load back up and go back in the queue again and get your second question answered, right? So we're doing one questions, and then we got 10 minutes, and we just jump. We just jump it. We want to get as much people as we can. All right.
Absolutely. Yeah. And here's the thing. That was some feedback we got last time from people. They said, hey, we had a couple people on. I think it was like they had 5 questions, and it was just a really long show. And so we figured, you know what? Let's shorten it to 10 minutes.
There you go.
10 minutes. You can ask some questions, and then we can keep the conversation going.
And just bang them out, people. We're just going to bang them out today.
Leo, by the way, thank you very much for that. I got to say, it took a little bit of effort to figure out the timer. There's a few things to actually, there's quite a few things running right now. I need a bigger monitor is what I need, actually.
We're gonna get Christian one of those flat screen, the one goes right across, so he can look at everything all at once.
I actually was thinking about getting a vertical bar and like stacking 2 monitors off to the side, and then having a big screen as well.
Well, here I got 3 monitors.
Oh, nice.
So I'm asking everybody. I did some stuff too. Trying to you always gotta switch up how you look, what you do, what you're doing. So
I gotta say, I want to give Coylin a thumbs up here. Crowdfunder for a 72-inch monitor.
So here, look, see, here's my setup. All right.
Ooh, nice. Look at that.
I got the 3 monitors here. Okay. I got my Go XLR, Stream Deck, everything's coming out. So question in the chat, how many monitors are you guys working with? Put it in the chat. Do you find one works for you? 3 monitors and a laptop? Tell us what works for you. What view works for you? Let us know what you do.
Very cool. And by the way, here's the thing. Don't be afraid to come on screen with us. Like, we totally want you to come on so we can work with you.
So we got 2 monitors.
And let's add to that 2 monitors. And what size are those monitors?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Because here's the thing. I've got 2 monitors. They're 24, 27-inch monitors. But I also have a laptop here as well. And the laptop does it does double duty with some things, but I wish the laptop screen was bigger. So
currently only one, I'm afraid. You're afraid to add another monitor, or what do you mean currently only one? I need you to elaborate. Right here, currently only one, I'm afraid. Are you afraid to add another one because it's going to get confusing? You'll get confused of what you're looking at and doing stuff. What do you think?
Not sure, but I will say this. I'm going to bring up Mary's comment. She says, I only have one, but need another one. Here's my tip for buying monitors. So you've got Black Friday and Cyber Monday coming up, or at least Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
If you need a monitor, here's what you can actually do a little little reconnaissance mission. So like you could go out to, like, for example, let's say you're going to buy a monitor at at your favorite electronics store, and they do Black Friday or something like that. You could always go to the store, and then maybe like a week before Black Friday, they'll actually start to have the stuff that's going to be on sale already out. Like they'll start to kind of, put them in different places. And you could actually talk to them and see, like, hey, what kind of monitor are you going to have on sale coming up? Because chances are they're going to have some monitors that are going to go on sale. And so you could always buy them like day of, or like, a few days before they're actually going to go on sale. Sometimes they'll actually match the price on those. So feel free to, chat up your store.
Okay, yeah. Hold on. 3 40-inch TVs plus 27 plus portrait model 27 for okay.
Nice, very nice. By the way, I have a tip for everybody here who's got a monitor. Like, let's say you need an extra monitor,
Mhm.
and let's say you've got say you've got a laptop, and you're like, you know what, I need another monitor, but I don't have like space for one or whatever. But you happen to have a tablet. You should look at one of these. This is the Luna display. And it's literally this little dongle. It plugs into your laptop. This is the Mac version. There's a PC one as well. And what it does is it lets me use my iPad as an additional monitor. Or if I have an old Mac lying around, it lets me use that as well as an additional monitor.
So it just it transfers the signal over?
Yeah.
Nice.
And there's very, very, very low latency with it. So it really depends on what you're going to do with it, but very, very, very low latency.
So you can have that and then just an extra iPad hanging around that you could just add that as well.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, listen, we got somebody in the back room.
Fantastic. Let's do it. Let's bring on Mr. Eric Ballardo.
Yeah, I want to see Eric. Eric, what's going on, buddy?
How are you guys? Thank you very much
Good.
for doing what you do here for all the streamers out there.
Okay, but Eric, I got to get straight to what you put in the chat here. 5 monitors, and I have an ultra wide. What do you mean? What's going on with that?
So my primary monitor is an ultra wide right here in front of me. It's
okay.
40 inches. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 other monitors here in a stand.
So you're looking. So the other ones, you're looking up at them across the top.
Yeah. So right now I'm looking at the 3 on the top.
Okay. So how do you use them? That's the main thing. Because when people get monitors, they're like, well, what am I going to use them for? What do you use your monitors for?
Well, I'm a cybersecurity professional, so I've got a lot of things going on.
Okay. There you go.
Doing this for 30 years.
Okay. And then I see that you're using a green screen.
Correct. I've got a 24 feet green screen behind me.
Nice. Okay. So then you must have some serious lighting going on.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice. So what do you stream? What do you do for streaming?
All right. So we've got 2 live shows that we do a week, every week. On Wednesdays, we do Raíces Live, which is our foundation right here.
Okay.
The Hispanic Association in Cybersecurity. So we bring Hispanics, Latinos, Latinas, Latinx across the world, as a matter of fact, into an organization to bring in more Hispanic representation to the world right now. We're currently staying at 4% in the entire cybersecurity world.
Okay. So how big is it right now? Since we're talking about, I know I want to go off topic, but what's one thing you should have on your computer? That's one little tip, because everybody's streaming. Give us one little tip that we should have on our computer, some type of blocker, or what should we have? What type of program?
Well, I always tell people that it's about what you do to secure yourself. But the one thing to have is, if you're on a Windows computer, make sure you've got your Windows Defender all the way up to date. If not, other programs like Defender, Bitdefender, McAfee, or any of those with the whole kit there, go ahead and put that in there. The next thing is, on our show, we've got videos on securing your Twitter, your Facebook. So it's all about process and procedure.
Nice. And I just checked mine when you were talking.
Two-factor authentication. Throw it on everything. That's the one thing.
Oh, and by the way, I do want to mention that. So one other really cool thing, if you're an iOS user, so a lot of people, what they've, when you do 2-factor authentication, the way it works is you log into a website and then you have a separate app, whether it's an authenticator app or like Microsoft has their own as well.
Mm-hmm.
However, Apple and 1Password, I think, has gotten into this as well recently, but Apple inside of iOS 15, if you go to settings and go to passwords, you can click into any of your accounts and they now actually will authenticate with the Authenticator app. So you don't have to manage going, look at this. Yes. So you don't have to actually go over to an Authenticator app. Like you don't log into one site, go to the app, and then try to
break two-factor.
do what?
Remember, two-factor means one thing. Factor one is what you know and what you know. So your password and username.
Yeah.
Second factor is password, what you know and what you have. So it's a separate device. So when you combine those in your computer, you're breaking the two-factor.
Good to know. Good to know.
You have something like this or a authenticator on a dongle.
Okay.
No, that's good. Very good point, actually.
There you go. Because it's asking you for two things, right?
Factors. Two different things.
Okay. There you go.
So were you saying that like the iOS 15, like the password thing, is that not going to be like, even though, so basically it eliminates the need to go to the Authenticator app. It actually uses, I think, Face ID to do it.
So not Apple bashing right now, but
no, Apple. No, just a question.
But iOS 15 is quite broken right now.
Okay.
So there's a lot of vulnerabilities that just happened last week. I tell people to be very careful, and as soon as there's a patch it. Because the first day that I came out, there were over 50 different vulnerabilities that were discovered and shared to the community.
All right. So here, last question before we let you go, because we got some other people in there. This is great. So when you're streaming, do you test before, or do you say, okay, you do your test and everything, and then you say, okay, we're good to go. So when do you test? Every month, every week?
For what?
Like just to do a simple test, like to make sure that you're up and running. Because I know with my Bitdefender, you can click in and it just does a quick test.
I normally do every week that I do a couple of tests for those things. I have it set for automatic on a lot of stuff, but I do a lot of other steps that we do on, with other tools.
Nice. Okay. So before we go, tell us one more thing about your foundation, where we can pick it up. When do you stream?
So again, we stream on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Last week we had Elisa Taylor from the Cherry Bombs on our stream. Before that, we had the HBO the CISO of HBO Max. So we've got a lot of good people that are giving a lot of good things to the community to learn about cybersecurity and different things.
Also,
but I actually have a question for you guys.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. And I already busted 6 minutes of my time.
And we got questions for you because we got a couple of them in the comments. So go ahead. we might extend you a couple minutes here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So our foundation is going to do a mini conference in December.
Okay.
We want to use StreamYard for it because I'm such a fan of you guys. I watch Gage on Sundays. I watch you guys on, I watch D and all that stuff. So I want to know what kind of tips you would give somebody like us that are going to do kind of like an 8-hour mini conference, and we're going to do it with StreamYard. So,
all right. So I do these on the weekends. So here's my one tip for you. If anybody missed the conference last week, the number one tip I tell everybody is get your run of show in order. The run of show is your number one tool. Because your run and show will keep everything on track with timing and everything. And then make sure you send that run and show to all your panelists that are coming on. Because this is what's going to happen. Sometimes you might be a little late. And remember, StreamYard only allows so many people in the background. So you don't want everybody buggling up your background. And then the key person that you want to come in can't get in because everybody else is coming in too early. So send out a nice letter with your run of show, asking all your guests to remember, please follow along and log in 5 minutes or 10 minutes before your time. And please watch the order. That way, if Christian's before me and I notice that Christian just came on and we're running about 5 minutes late, I'm not going to pop on to hog up the back end.
Okay. What about co-hosts? So if I do the co-host situation or I've got somebody managing my stream while I'm on, how do we handle that?
So 2 things I do is I love using WhatsApp only because I could be on the stream right now and I could text Christian and send it through WhatsApp and he's reading it without me even moving away from the screen. Okay, so I can do that. He gets it instantly. That's one way. Christian, what other way do you have?
So I use a couple of things. So I'll kind of echo some of the same sentiment that Charles does in terms of having guests on. I try to do a practice with the guest beforehand. So like I have them maybe come on, like don't like 10 minutes is like, I don't even think 10 minutes is enough. I would actually set up a tech prep. I would do a tech prep with everybody even days before to go through and say, okay, because here's what's going to happen. If you give me like 10 minutes, if you tell me come on 15 minutes early, here's what most people are going to do. They're going to come on 10 minutes early or 5 minutes early. And then at that point, you have to like try to fix everything all at once.
Right.
Have them come on a few days ahead of time. So like say, hey, you know what? It's going to be a 15-minute or a 30-minute prep that you're going to do. Have the people come backstage with you. You do like things like, for example, if they've never been on a stream before, you do things like, let me actually, figure out like, oh, you're a little close, or, hey, you're sitting too far back. We want you to move up when you're on the stream. Like, because your positioning, for example, is really good right now. So I would do that. I would test their internet, because then this way you can see how good the quality of the internet is, and test their audio, so that when they're ready to show up, like, then you tell them, hey, when you're going to show up 10 minutes, or, at that point, show up like 30 minutes early. Make sure it's a very quick tech check at that point, versus if I show up and like my internet like stinks, you got to then hope that I'm technically savvy enough to where I know how to fix that like you learn the kind of equipment you're working with and all that sort of thing.
Well, let me add to that, because the difference is I don't send the link out the day of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I send that link out to my stage people 4 days before the show. And in it says to them, because the great thing about StreamYard is they can actually click on it and set everything up before they even get to their actual show. So they can test to see if it opens up. They can test to put their name in. They can test to make sure that they look good. Because remember, if you get the link and Christian and I are not on and you click on the link, it still allows you into the back end. So they can see if it's working. They can see their own position. They can see, I spelt my name wrong. So they can do that
we have all our guests do this format.
Right.
Yep.
So we tell them to do that before they come in on the show.
Right. So they can set it up so when they pop in, it's just like Christian said, it's a little tweak here and there, not starting from the whole thing. So if they know 4 days before they try to get in and it says it doesn't work, then they can say, oh, I'm using the wrong browser, or they can call you before the actual show as well.
Did you notice Christian added some
I did.
Timer right here?
I gave you, yep. But I got one other point, and I do want you to come back actually, if you've got some time in a little bit, like, so we can cycle through some other people as well, because there's people asking about your green screen, all that sort of stuff. But my other piece I wanted to add, I thought this was super important, is that how do you work? For example, it was Charles and I working together on a stream. Here's what I would recommend doing. I would have like the co-host, for example, I would say, hey, you know what? They're responsible for doing the naming convention of people on screen.
Yep.
So for example, like your name, if you want that naming convention, that might be Charles's job, for example, when we're getting set up. Again, it's teamwork. And then the other piece I would say is communication. So for example, this is what I would do. I would take one headset out. I would put in a second headset. I would call Charles, for example, on like say WhatsApp or something like that, if we needed to actually talk while we're actually doing the stream. Does that make sense? Like if you're not on the stream, that's what I would do. And then and also have WhatsApp obviously open, so you can be conversing without actually having to like,
So here's a security thing for you.
Yeah.
We use Signal.
Or Signal. Yeah, exactly. Signal, Telegram, any of those. Yeah. Awesome.
There you go.
All right.
Okay.
Questions?
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Awesome. Okay. We'll have you join us back in a few minutes. Or
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We got
Cool.
some. All right, here we go.
Awesome. Thanks, Eric. Okay.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And good tips too, because we're all streaming, so make sure your security's tight.
So
All
how
right.
are we doing on time, by the way? Are we doing a good job with time? Do us a favor. Let us know in the comments. What I want to do real quick here, by the way, is I'm going to put a link to Eric's channel, by the way, if you haven't yet checked out his channel. We were talking, by the way, with him because he talks about cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I think that sometimes you got to change it up a little bit because I think that's great. We're all doing streaming. We want to make sure our stuff is protected. So yeah, like that he came on. All right, we
Okay.
got another guest. You ready?
let's do it.
Hey, he's shaking his head in the background. What's going
Hey.
on?
Let me start my timer, and I'm going to do 10 minutes, by the way. How are we doing, Joey Edibles?
I'm doing good, fellas. How you doing, Kristen and Charles?
Whoa! Are you on your mic or do you have a?
You heard me? Is the mic bad? Hold on, because my son unplugged the mic before I came in. Bear with me here.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
going to mute you for a second here. Okay, so we're going to bring him in a second. This is Joey Edibles, runs STD podcast, by the way. It's the Square Table Degenerates podcast. So, Joey, give me a thumbs up when you do get some headphones in and we think we're good. Okay, let's see how we're doing.
Good. All right, is it good now? Is that a little better?
No, we're getting a wicked echo, my friend.
Stand by. Because my son unplugged the thing when he was playing his little game. Because what about that? Is that better? Is that one better?
No, it's still coming
It's
in.
too loud, actually. So Adam's expert saying it's too loud.
All right, let me sort of turn this down here.
And do you have headphones you can plug in or no?
Yeah, headphones is gonna kill my audio. Hold on. I'm just trying these other ones.
By the way, you're getting a lot of like, it's too loud. Leo's saying it blew his ears off.
All right, what about now? Is it a little better now?
No, it's coming in like you're in a subway.
Shoot. Damn, this is why you gotta run sound checks before you come up. This is my boy goes on here and he plays these games and he unplugs because when I have my microphone bridge set up, there's a little thing in the corner for the volume.
Yeah.
And damn, because I really want to talk to you guys. Hold on.
So do me a favor. Go into on StreamYard. Go into Cam Mic, and whatever you did just increased it. Actually, the gain went way up.
It's off the speaker. I can't even hear you guys now. Shit. Hold on.
All right, buddy. We'll bring you back on. We'll try it and then we'll flip you back on in a second. All right, buddy.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop the timer on that one.
Hey, but here's the thing. When you're live, stuff like this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Don't freak out. Don't freak out. That's the main thing. You know, I've had people mess up, they froze, whatever. You as the host or co-host just have to keep rolling with the punches. Bring them off, bring them back in afterwards. Once they fix it, they give you the thumbs up, you can test it. And here's the thing, because there's two hosts, I can take myself off and let Christian run it, and I can go call him on the line and say, okay, did you try A, B, and C? Okay, does it sound better? And like, there's so many options, so don't freak out when things like this happen. It's live stream for a reason. All right, we got Jeffrey. Jeffrey, you ready? Give me some thumbs up in the background, my friend. Here we go. Let's go, Jeffrey.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, you do, pal. How you doing?
Patriot Network. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. It's been a long time.
It has, yes.
So,
Yeah.
Jeffrey, what's been happening? What's new with you?
Nothing much. Been having people reach out to me this way. Have been having people reach out to me. Had people want to bring on a guest,
Nice.
and so like two people, I guess, wanted me to interview someone. I'm like, I just don't feel comfortable right now. But just wondering if Twitch, when you live stream to Twitch, do they keep the videos from a live stream on their platform?
Yes. So you can go into Twitch and it's there, but there's also a section that you can go in and have it has all your videos saved.
Okay.
So you can go into the back end, and I was actually in there the other day looking at some of them myself, all my broadcasts, and they're saved there for a little bit. The only thing I don't know is how much does it save, like how much space, that I don't know.
Okay.
But your videos are there.
I have live streamed to there, but it doesn't save them at all. So I don't know what's going on.
Oh, okay.
So
Check your settings then, because every time you stream, if you have an account, it automatically backs up, and it should save it onto your platform. It isn't. You don't see it there when you go back in?
No.
Okay.
So I was gonna say, well, so what I was gonna say was, one other thing to kind of keep in mind. Sorry, I'm playing with some of the views here, by the way.
That's fine.
So
Sorry, Christian, that was me. I was pulling up
okay.
I was pulling up my Twitch to check out what he's seeing.
So here's a couple of things. So NLTMW is saying Twitch doesn't have them, doesn't save them on their system for very long, as far as he can recall. However, you also have to remember, inside of StreamYard, we save your live streams.
Mhm.
Yes.
So if you're streaming from StreamYard, like you should actually be able to see them. And then we also added recently hours.
Mhm.
So like, for example, I think you get 50 hours, I think. Let me look real quick. So here's what I'm doing. I'm going to share this screen with you all and let you all see this. So this is, let's see. I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay. So let me go ahead and pull this up for you all. So for example, like we save your streams now. So for example, if you go in, I'm under past broadcasts, and you're going to see the 3 dots, and you're going to see the ability to download your recordings from here. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So you can go and download the recording. You also, for example, like you'll see in the bottom corner here, see how we have like hours. So for example, we have like 700 hours on this. You get, I think, 50 hours
Okay.
of time. And so what you can do is you can click through and you can say, for example, if you want to delete the recording, you can go and delete the recording if you bump up to that 50 hours, or if you're close to bumping up. I would recommend, by the way, always, if you're like if you're noticing like, hey, I stream 1 hour a week, then just think about like how much time that adds up. And so like, for example, if you were at 46 hours and let's say you were doing a 5-hour live stream, if it were me, this is what I would do. I would delete at least 5 hours or more.
Yep.
Because it's not going to record the entire 5-hour stream at that point. So kind of keep that in mind.
Yeah. Check your hours. And plus, not only does you have the ability to download your show, what I love now is you can do individual voice. You can do audio only. It's all available here in StreamYard. So if you just click those 3 dots again.
3 dots.
And then download, and it's going to give you options now. It's going to ask you, do you want the video? Do you want the audio? Right there.
Yeah. Makes sense?
Yeah, I was kind of like on the basic plan.
Okay.
And then since I don't have to do anything for October, I just canceled it, and and then I'll come back to it next month.
Okay. So I think let's talk about that real quick. So like, I think part of it also is like, if you're paying for like a service, for example, making sure you're getting the most value out of it. So for example, if you're going to be streaming, if you're getting people that are asking you to be guests on their streams, I would do it.
Yeah.
Like if it means like, for example, I think it was last week, I was asked to be on a webinar, for example, for a conference. And I said, you know what, I'll do it. But I already knew that like I had a really busy day. And so I actually went with it because here's what it does. It forces you to get uncomfortable to actually show that, you can do this versus, oh, I'm not going to do it. Because here's the thing. We're always going to be pushing against it and saying, well, no, I'll wait.
Right.
So,
and that's what you got to do is take yourself to the next level. Because the more you get comfortable with everything, the more you do it, then it becomes like a breeze. It just becomes like a breeze. Like right now, I walk downstairs, I click, like it's routine now. I don't have to double think of anything. I know where all the buttons are for StreamYard. I know what the sound is, where this is, where that is, because the more you do it, the more familiar you get with it, then you'll be much smoother. And then now you're not concentrating on, push button for intro when you're supposed to be talking to your guests. You just know where the button is. It's already set up. You're good to go. Okay. So yeah, if you're getting these opportunities, my friend, I would say, listen, just try them. I know it's scary. I know it's scary in the beginning. It is scary being a guest instead of being the host control. But if they want you, they see value in you, and that's the main thing. They see a value. They wouldn't have asked you in the first place. Yeah,
well, they actually want me to interview the person. I'm like, oh my goodness.
That's even better. Yeah.
But
you have control.
Like some people, like the bots and trolls, they might come after you because you're spreading the truth, and
well, it's here it comes down to hard. Yeah, so you just have to work out your own thing, and don't don't do things. You just, you be neutral. That's the thing. Sometimes when you're interviewing somebody, you got to be neutral. So if Christian says that this team is better than this team and I like the other team, I'm the host, I just got to be neutral about it. He has his opinion. He's on my show. I just got to be neutral and go, okay, I see your points. Yeah, I like it. Okay, I see what you're talking about. And at the end of the day, that's it. It's a show. So there you go.
Makes sense.
Thank you for StreamYard and for Letitia and Christian, all you guys at StreamYard. I wouldn't be doing any live streaming if it was so hard to do. So
we
made it possible.
Awesome. That's good to hear, brother. Really good to hear. So we do have, this is feedback from the viewers, by the way. So let me find it real quick. You know what? You got 2.5 minutes still. So let's see. So
hold on, I see some. I saw one. Just go for it. You found it? Okay.
So So this is just some feedback. This is from Freedom. This is from El Show de Favela Maravilla. So they're saying that you need to center yourself on the screens. They say you look really small. I.e., for example, I'm leaning back. And so like, look at this. This is like Charles is much bigger on here. I'm further back. What I want to do is I want to make sure that, and this is also why we like meet a few minutes ahead of time. We always try to like get ourselves positioned in the right way on screen. So again, this is also feedback from them. So
are you on a laptop or on a?
I'm using my Canon camera for the webcam.
Okay.
I'm just looking at the laptop. So
okay, so here's a great tool that Christian had, and I think everybody should just take this. Okay, it's a tool that everybody needs. It's called, is it Hat?
Yes, the hat tool.
Yes, if you
mean
pop
this?
that in, yes. Now you see that right there. That's the tool you should use to set yourself up all the time. So long as you're in the middle, you're centered properly, but your head needs to move up to that thicker line.
Okay.
So if you can set it so your head moves up to the thicker line. Yep, downwards, down, boom, much better. Now we're seeing you closer. We're seeing more detail. Yeah. And you can get that. I think, Christian, you had it in like the StreamYard little giveaways that you do sometimes. So
yes, I'm putting a link right now.
There you go. So everybody, I don't care if you're streaming or not, grab that tool. I've used that tool with all my guests. Just before the show, I'll say, hey, by the way, here's a little tool, center yourself. And you see them fixing yourself over to the left, fixing stuff over to the right. And they're like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, nope, you're good. There you go.
And
So
by the
it's
way, that's a free tool. Do me a favor. I dropped the link, but you want to bookmark that. The reason you want to bookmark it is because we also have some pretty cool things as well in there for you. There were people saying, they've been using some of the animated GIFs we've got. Here, I'll demo a couple of these real quick.
There you go.
Let's see. So we've got, I think in there you've got, let's see. I think we showed this one last week.
Yep.
Pumpkins, for example. It's animated GIF for pumpkins if you want to use something like that. There's also some backgrounds in here as well. This has also been a really popular one. A lot of people really like this one.
Here,
So,
kitty.
if you want to do that for your live streams. So, but all that is in that folder. So awesome.
Can't wait for teams.
Do what?
I can't wait for the StreamYard teams to come out. So
It'll be out very, very, very soon. I don't have
There
a
you
specific date, but I was told very soon.
okay, that sounds good.
All right,
Thank
well,
you so much.
Thank you very
Stephanie.
much.
All right, so I see Susan ready to go. Susan, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go. There you go. All right, let's rock and roll. Please welcome to the show. Hey, how you doing?
Hey guys,
Hey.
is my audio okay?
Oh, yeah,
There
it
you
sounds great.
go. Yeah,
It's clear. It's not like noisy. I gotta say, this is good.
I'm just trying to look over your shoulder, man. I see some tanks there. I'm trying to
Here, let's
figure
put
out
it full
what's going.
screen.
I'm trying to look what's going on with you and what your show's all about.
Yeah, we're a community on YouTube called the #FishFam community, and we are fish keepers. And I'm known as #FishFamMom.
Love it. So, what is your show all about?
Well, we come together and help one another out in the community with problems and solutions to our fish keeping hobby. And sometimes I have collabs, and I thank God for the StreamYards because I use StreamYards for my collab appointments and streaming on at least once a week live. And sometimes I use StreamYards for training behind the scenes for those who want to get started streaming. I show them how to use StreamYards with YouTube.
Nice.
Okay.
My
Okay,
question.
Sorry, I'm just before you ask your question, I just want to show everybody one thing. If you look behind her, she's got these big blackout curtains. Is that a big mirror behind you?
2 windows.
2 windows. There you go. See, so I think it was 2 weeks ago, Christian, you talked about lighting. Remember the lady had her the light in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
So there it is. If you need to black out your windows, you can get the curtains and just black them out. It looks much better. It's not going into the camera, whatever.
Yeah, that is a picture.
Yep. Yeah, I know. I can see the outline a little bit, but that's something you need to do. If you have big windows, get out some blackout curtains.
And those I think are super helpful because they also, here's the other thing they do. They heighten, in your case, they heighten the green in the fish tank, for example.
Right.
So again, you don't have to be in a super dark environment, but you also want to make sure that you are in an environment that, really kind of fits, that tries to kind of go with your brand as well, like what you're going for. So fantastic. Okay. So do you have a question for us, by the way? Or do you want us to take a look at your channel? Let me know.
Well, my question today is sometimes I have problems using Ustream with OBS. And I know I have watched some training videos on YouTube on how to do that. And sometimes my mind just doesn't click.
So what are we looking at? How about this? What are we looking to do? Let's start there.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Like people are asking me today about by the way, I've got the timer up. Let me put the timer up. Oops, I gave you a couple minutes here. So for example, people are asking how I do this timer, and it's like there's a lot of things that are kind of happening at the same time. I'm using other software. So what's your goal with using Ustream and OBS?
I hope to bring the collabs into OBS through StreamYard, excuse me. And sometimes I have problems bringing the audio into OBS. It's probably a user error on my part using OBS. So,
Charles, you want to take that one?
Yeah, hold on. I blanked out for a second. So you're trying to bring which audio? Because if you're on StreamYard, the audio just comes automatically. So what audio you're trying to bring in?
So would it be easier just sharing the web browser in OBS as a scene instead of trying to bring individuals in from am I allowed to use other software names?
Well, I mean, I guess, what's the goal? What are you trying to so for example, we're bringing people in right now.
You're right.
We're not using any other software. We're literally bringing them in with an invite link.
Yeah, I know that. And I've done that for years. Thank God. I want to be able to use some of the features that OBS has that StreamYard doesn't have yet, or I haven't learned to use yet. And so I set up my scenes and my sources in OBS. And I noticed that StreamYard now has a video that I can use and to share instead of having something in the
so that's okay. So that's what I got what you're saying now. So what I would suggest is make it easy. So bring the people in with StreamYard, and then if you want to use different things with OBS, use that for the graphics. Don't use that to bring in the people. Because StreamYard makes it so easy to bring anybody you want. So for example, sorry, Lenny, I'm just going to use you for a second. See, you could just boom. And then use the graphics to do what you have to do, right? So you can set up the graphics, because with StreamYard, we have templates to show you what each one would look like. So you can use the graphics from StreamYard to show you 4 people, 2 people, and then build around that. Instead of trying to build the people coming in and reversing it back into StreamYard.
Okay.
Keep it simple.
And another feature, I am monetized through YouTube. And so when people give super chats and super stickers, we're not able to see the animation.
Right. So that's when you would use the other version to bring it into StreamYard.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, that's when I say yes, use it, because right now we can't do that. I agree with you. But if you just want to keep it smooth and easy, use StreamYard to bring all your people in, and in any of those other graphics, that's what you pull in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
And do you want us to take a look at any of your videos or anything like that on your channel? Or
Well, my last live stream collab was Thursday.
okay, so let me bring that up.
So while he's looking for that,
So this is your channel.
Tell us about your show. Every Thursday you go live?
With collabs, and then every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central, I'm live solo most of the time.
And by the way, I want to I do, before I bring up your channel here, I do want to mention Henry's got a great suggestion as well in terms of like using certain tasks for things. Henry's saying like, you know, using, in this case, he's using XSplit to set up scenes that then connect with StreamYard. So he's doing the work in that product and then bringing it into StreamYard that way as well. So kind of echoing the same thing that Charles was saying.
Yeah. And don't forget, everybody, one thing that everybody forgets, that StreamYard has overlays. So remember, you can make an overlay kind of to do the same thing, and then you just bring an overlay over and then bring back out again. So don't forget, you can make overlays for your show and then just put them in the overlay section in StreamYard.
Yes. I haven't played with that too much. Also, because I want to see the super chat and super stickers, I have to pop out the chat from YouTube, and I slide my StreamYard window over. Okay. And I do have, sometimes I have 2 fish rooms. So sometimes I'll actually set up a private stream on StreamYard and bring my fish room camera into my StreamYard I just have to make sure my mics are muted.
Yeah. And here's a suggestion for you. Yeah. You ever heard something called a Stream Deck?
I've heard of it.
All right. You might want to look into Stream Deck, because it sounds like everything you're doing, you need easy of use, where you can just push a button and it does it all for you.
So I have a second camera set up now, so you could see my setup if you wanted to see it.
So I think a tool like a Stream Deck would be great for you, and it just makes everything much easier. It's like a push of the button and it would do all that stuff for you. That's what you need right there. Christian has it in his hand.
Now that would work from downstairs to upstairs, or you're just bringing in different sources into the Stream Deck?
So what it does is you can program each key to do something. So for example, if you get like a star or something on from YouTube, you can push the button and it does all the sequence for you. So instead of you clicking this, dragging this over here, pushing this, dragging this over here, doing this, you preset the buttons to do. If this happens, this is what's going to happen. If this happens, that's what's going to happen. You set each button to do that.
Yeah, the pre-broadcasting script that you need.
Yeah, it's all done. You just set it, push a button, and it does all the scenes for you. It does everything for you.
All right.
And the other thing you'd also want to do, so Let's Love It does say, you know, hey, like, so Stream Deck, like, we don't support Stream Deck at the moment. It's an integration we're working on. But here's the other thing you can remember. So, like, in your case, if you're using like OBS, you would use the Stream Deck specifically for controlling the OBS features.
That's correct.
And then so let's see, I hope this makes sense. So you set up everything on Stream Deck with your buttons, things like that, to go into OBS, and then OBS is set up to come into StreamYard, for example, in that case.
And Charles, is that what you're doing with your sound effects?
So no, with my sound effects, I'm using something called a Go XLR. So my Go XLR, it controls all the sounds. So I just push a couple of buttons and then it controls my sound effects. It brings it in and it does everything all at once. So for example, if I'll switch my camera here. So that's this little baby right here. So I control all my volumes from here, sound effects. If I want to do an applause, it's all built right here. I want to change my voice.
Then I just push a button right here and it changes the voice.
So all the sound is coming from this unit, and it brings any sound all into one portal right there. And but the thing is, there's one, but Christian has the other version. Christian, what are you using?
I've got the Rodecaster Pro.
Right.
And so basically it does same thing. So GoXLR only works with a PC. Rodecaster Pro, I think it primarily works with Mac, but it can work with a PC. It has soundboards. It's got the ability, like if you want to have people call in, I can plug a phone in and people can call into my phone or whatever number and have that brought into the broadcast. You can also, let's see, you got 4 channels of audio. It also does like audio processing, things like that as well to help improve the quality as well.
So they both do the same thing with the phones. But one thing I do love about both of them, any sound source that you're trying to merge, the system will merge it for you and put it into those channels.
I was wondering how the audio actually is fed into the live broadcast.
Right. It automatically does it for you. So if I pull up anything on any of my screens, it recognizes that I have another volume source. And then one of my switches become that volume source.
Okay.
And then I can control the volume and mute it and unmute it. And and it's got a lot of great features on it. Little fun things to make your stream fun. Like, if you want to say something and you can't.
Awesome. I need that one.
Yeah.
Because I have a family friendly channel and some of my guests sometimes forget that.
There you go. You can say what? Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Okay, we got 30 seconds. Can we pull up your channel real quick?
Sure.
Okay, so here's her channel. This is Susan for SLC Aquatics. One recommendation I would have for you would be tune into our YouTube channel review show and actually go and like have them actually take a look at your channel, just to kind of give you some recommendations on things. They may recommend like cleaning up some things, like removing some text, things like that. I would say your thumbnails need to be improved. Just make sure you're bringing in, more viewers. Like, what are these streams about? That's the other thing. Fish fan mom and guests. Like,
here's a funny thing real quick. Yeah. The show is about fish, right?
Yes.
But not one thumbnail is a picture of a fish. Just to give you an idea, like you look at all your thumbnails. There's not a picture of a crazy fish on there, a different size fish, a weird fish, a cartoon fish. None of them have that. So, and there's a lot of great, interesting fishes out there that if you show a picture of it, people will be like, oh, what type of fish is that? And it draws them to click the button to read it, to learn more about what you're doing.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And also kind of adding to that, I mean, like, I think I'll be honest, I thought this was a butterfly for a logo. I can't quite, I don't think it is, but I thought this was a butterfly.
It's a
guppy.
It's a guppy. Okay.
In front of me. Yes.
So if it were me, I would simplify the logo. I would consider, like, honestly, I might even take you out of the logo and just make it like, if the goal is like, if it's all about fishing, if it's all about fish, then I would use probably a single fish, maybe something that's easy to see. Cause remember, that's small when people are going to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And so you want it.
Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. I see it now. So that's you on top and the fish on the bottom.
Yes, I have my apron on that says Fish Fan Mom.
You know what I thought it was? A mermaid.
Oh, okay. So this is interesting.
There's the top of you, and then the blue keeps going all the way through. So I thought it was a mermaid sitting there.
Yes, a friend of mine created that one for me. The other logo that I paid for is the circle logo that's on the screen.
I see. Okay. Yeah. So that's a good suggestion there, to pick. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
No problem.
Feel free to jump back in, by the way, if you have other questions.
All right. Appreciate it.
Okay. Thanks, Susan.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Awesome. Okay. So
yeah, that's a good suggestion there. Cause I thought it was a mermaid. And until you mentioned it, then I looked and I said, oh, okay. I see the cross right there.
And so, by the way, if you want to check out Susan's channel, I've put in a link to that as well in the comments here. What other questions do we have? Like, any other questions you want to bring up, Charles, before we bring on another guest?
Yes. Someone mentioned that they only go, I forget the last gentleman that was on. He says he only streams for a little bit and then he shuts down and streams again.
Yeah.
I want to know consistency. I want everybody to put in the channel, in the chat, when your show is and how often do you stream a week. Put that in, because the thing is, you got to keep doing it. I can't stress this enough. The more you keep doing it, people will start recognizing you and want to come watch your channel. So put in how many times you stream a week and what day? Put it in the chat right now.
Fantastic. That's a great question, actually. So what would your answer be to this, Charles? So like, when is your live stream? How often do you go live per week?
So my live stream is there's one that's dedicated every Wednesday, and that's the podcast one. So every Wednesday, I have a rain or shine.
Okay.
I do a show because I have followers that tune in every Wednesday. Like they just know every Wednesday at 11 o'clock,
Okay.
Charles should be on, and I'm gaining my followers. I'm building my show from there.
Right.
My other show, it's mornings, and I try to go daily, and that's just me.
Cool.
But not everybody has to do that. But if you're going to be consistent, they know my podcast is every Wednesday, 11 o'clock. They flip it on, and I get normal guests.
Awesome. Yeah, and I'd say this. I mean, so I do so I do at least 2 times a week, and then 2 weeks out of the month I do 3 times. So basically, I do 3 shows. Essentially, I go live usually in the mornings, and then sometimes, and typically, then I'll go live like later in the afternoon on another show.
Okay,
So,
here, I'm going to pull this
what do
up.
we got?
Right
Yeah,
here.
feel free to bring them up.
It says Thursday at 9 p.m. every week. My watch time is up. I just need to work on my subscribers now. And here's the thing. Because you're going consistently and they're going to become subscribers. That's what's going to happen. If they keep popping in and they see you and they like, oh, she's on regular now every night. Okay, you know something? I'm just going to subscribe to remind you. So the more you do it, the more that they will jump on board. So good for you. Thursdays at 9 p.m.
Well, I do have a question on that, by the way, for Bernadine. Why did you pick 9 p.m.? And I'm asking the question because well, you know, really, I asked the question because to me, 9 p.m. honestly seems late, but it depends on, you know, maybe you're like, I don't know, maybe that's the best time for you. Maybe it's when your audience actually likes to tune in. That is the question I have. Why'd you pick 9 p.m.?
Yeah, so here, click the link and come on and talk to us. All right, so let's rock and roll. Len, you ready, buddy? Lenny, you ready?
Okay, so we got Lenny coming on. Lenny, let's see. Let me see what Lenny's question was.
He's got the green on already. All right,
I was gonna say, Lenny, I was gonna say you like, I'm watching you and I'm getting flashes of Luigi from Mario Brothers. Is what I'm getting.
Let's
just the green and the blue.
Yeah, let's see. Let's go. There he is. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, awesome.
So quick question before you start. Are you using a microphone?
Yeah. It is.
Okay. Do you guys hear that little sound in the background?
I hear some water, maybe? Like, what do we got going on in the background?
Yeah. It's a white noise thing.
Okay.
Okay.
My kiddo is sleeping over there. I think he is up anyway, so I can.
No, it's fine. But here's a trick to take that out. You see how your microphone's so far away from you?
Yeah.
It's because it's so far away, it's grabbing every more sound around you. So when
you just turned it off.
Yep, there you go. So and when you bring your microphone closer, the sound kind of drowns out other sounds when your voice is going directly in. So it can't pick up anything else. So that's just a couple of tricks for everybody. Always listen to your surrounding areas and make sure your microphone's real close.
That's a great tip. I need to get an arm, I guess, or something, because right now he's got like a little stand like this. So right now I just kind of keep it away a little and out of the shot. But I see that having a mic in the shot is not a bad thing.
But mine's here all the time. You know, there's people that have it. And the thing is, there's other people that have it like right in front. There's a logo on it. Like sound is the best thing. So if you have to put it right there and people can see whatever. And the thing is, if you go online, there's so many pop filters to decorate your microphone. So don't worry about your microphone, because you can get a blue one or a red one. You know, you can have your logo on it. You could design your mic to be part of your show. But the key thing is
a rave green one.
Yeah, there you go. The thing is sound. Sound is key. So make sure your mic is key. So what's your question, my friend?
Yeah, so on our channel, and so I work for city government, so this makes it tricky anyway, right? So we do a show twice a month, on the first and the third Thursday of every month in the mornings, 10:30 a.m. It's very, it's scheduled every time. And it's about bringing, older adults to government decision makers so they can ask questions. Like you don't, people, older people in our communities don't get to talk to, city bosses. So this is our attempt to do it. Our thing is, though, we're so committed to like language access that we can't stream on YouTube currently because, on YouTube, on the live shows, all you get is English subtitles, right? So we're using like WebEx, we're using Teams Live, where it translates the captions for you. So what ends up happening is that we get the stream, we get the recording, and then I upload it as a video to YouTube. So my question is that like stopping us from growing because we're not actually streaming on YouTube? And if so, when will YouTube eventually have translated captions?
So YouTube are already, this is actually this week, they started rolling out automatic captions on live streams.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Literally just started this week. I talked about it on my show, on my social media show, actually. So they are rolling it out. It's not out there to everybody at the moment. Now, in terms of the question of like, will that actually like not get people like tuning in? You need to look at the analytics on your YouTube channel. So like, you need to look at it and see like, where are people tuning in from, for example. See like how many people are actually like, are you getting, are you getting emails or like mentions on social media? Like, hey, you guys need to add captions. Like, are they actually telling you that? Or is that like, you just guessing that that's like, why?
Well, it's more like, again, working for city government, there's an executive order that from the mayor, right, that we have to provide. And we believe in that. We believe that, community elders, who are immigrants and refugees, they should be able to at least be able to read what we're saying if they don't understand.
Right.
I mean, obviously having a separate audio channel, which I heard just this morning on another stream, that they are trying to add separate channels, audio channels on YouTube. That's something they're trying out. But I think that's in development still. So, I mean, so we have that limitation. We want to stick with it, but we also don't want to, jeopardize our growth on YouTube. And also what happens is because I get the recording, it takes me a little while because I'm like, oh, I need to take out because I messed up here. So it takes me a while to upload it. And so I end up like taking, sometimes I lapse on my uploads,
But
so any advice on that?
First of all, when you stream on StreamYard, do you go automatically after the show and download the video?
I actually don't use StreamYard or stream to YouTube directly. I stream through, we used to use Microsoft Teams Live, and now we're just using WebEx, like Cisco WebEx. Both now have translated captions, and that's the reason. And then, so as soon as the stream is done, you get a file. It's an MP4 file. You download it. And then I go into Premiere Pro, and then I'm like, oh, I got to add my subscribe buttons. Oh, I got to take out where I said, kind of thing, And so it takes me like 3 days to edit it, because it's an hour and a half long video, right? So I guess the advantage of streaming directly to YouTube, it becomes a video in 5 minutes, right?
Right.
Once
And then like Christian is saying, they're slowly starting out to put captions. So you might want to think about going through StreamYard and putting it through, because with StreamYard, you can do great productions. You can put the websites when people ask for websites, phone numbers when they ask, you just click the button and drop it in. You could talk to the person ahead of time and say, look, website, for more information, go to this website. Click the button. There's a website on the bottom of the screen, right? What people remember when you're live streaming, StreamYard is so good at putting stuff in to make it look like a professional production. And that's what I love about StreamYard. You can make your show event look so professional with the drop thirds, the scrolling banners, the overlays, all that stuff. It's right there at your fingertips.
Do you happen to have a link to your channel, by the way, as well, Lenny? Like, what should I look up?
Yeah. Sorry, I tried to drop it earlier. That's not the right.
And while you're doing that,
sorry, let me put my mic down for a second.
No, it's fine. So by the way, speaking of mics, I want to show this because I know what you were doing. You basically were. So it seemed like he had like a short tripod like this, and it seemed like Lenny's maybe like having to hold it while he's trying to do something. And that's where getting a boom arm is like super important. By the way, I would not recommend getting any of the cheap boom arms, because what you're going to end up having happen is if you do get those, they often have a spring in them. They're not quiet at all. And so if you bump into your desk or things like that, you're going to hear like a clang. Or the other thing is it depends on the mic you're putting it on as well. So for example, I have a Shure SM7B. Somebody was asking about this earlier. It's a heavy mic. Yeah. So I need to make sure that my boom arm can support that. So to Lenny's point, I also have, you guys have seen me get up a couple times, and it's because I've got like a few of these things. Like this is a Gorilla Pod that I have. For example, this is not going to, it may, but I don't think it'll support the Shure SM7B because it's not very sturdy. I also have this. This is, I personally, I like Manfrotto products. They're a little more expensive, but they're also super high quality. So like I have a Manfrotto tripod, for example, and this has, this has various like heights that it can go at. So for example, it can go flat. It can also though stand up. However, personally, I wouldn't recommend one of these either for putting my mic on it, because these are not going to get the mic at the right height. What I would recommend probably is going to be like I have a desktop stand as well. It's a very heavy base, but it allows me to telescope the mic up and down to get it right there in front of me. And then I can just move it out of the way. If that's, if I want like a really, like I'd say cheap option, those are about $15 to $20. And it's like super, super, super heavy. It's not going to be like a boom arm, which is usually about $70 to $100. And it can kind of move out of the way, all that sort of thing. But that is an option as well, Lenny. So that way it removes it out of your hands for you having to try to hold it, things like that. And then the other option I'd even recommend also, Lenny, is, and again, this all comes down to like budget, things like that. But this is the Rode Wireless Go. And this is the like Wireless Go 1, for example. And this actually would, if you get the Wireless Go 2, which is what I recommend over this, is you could clip this onto yourself like this, for example. So here's your mic. You could tuck this away, for example, and then this one would actually plug into your computer, and you would have a wireless mic, and you wouldn't even need the arm or anything like that.
Wow. Very cool.
Yeah, and that one is very cool. I've seen a lot of people use that in different ways. So if you have like a guest that's on the show, some people, like for me, I would use my mic and then you give that one to the guest.
Yeah.
So you don't have to get two mics, and they could be side by side and the audio is coming in clear. So that's it. One of our guests, Adam, right here, said Tom did a great one about boom arms. So you can go check that out on YouTube and, find out. Here's a key thing, though. I always tell everybody, before you get your arm, read on your mic. Your mic will tell you how much pounds and weight it is and style. So when you go get the boom arm, make sure it can hold that. And don't forget, too, not all arms come with the right clip to attach your microphone. So you're going to get an arm, and then you get it, and you realize, I can't attach my mic to it because it's got wrong clipping. So some things to look forward to.
One other thing on that real quick is just the fact that, and I'm gonna give you an extra 2 minutes, by the way, just because I kind of ate up some of your time. So I'll give you an extra 2 minutes here.
Appreciate it.
So the other thing I also want to mention real quick is a lot of times, like if you buy a mic or you buy a boom arm and it comes with like a cable and comes with all this other stuff, or like say you buy a mic, it comes with a boom arm and things like that. It's often not a very good quality boom arm. No. Just because it comes with it, great, big deal. I would still buy the right kind of boom arm.
It's
not saying buy the most expensive one, but buy a good quality arm. For example, I'm using the Rode PSA 1.
Yeah.
Elgato makes some as well. Just keep that in mind. Okay, so I got your channel pulled up, by the way. I'm going to pull it up so we can take a look at your live streams. Okay, so Charles, where do you want to start on this one? So, okay, we won't deal with like the channel banner and anything like that. Lenny, I would recommend for the YouTube side, join the YouTube channel review show that they do.
Yeah,
that's definitely going to be like super important to join because I think they'll give you some recommendations on certain things.
My only suggestion is your banner.
Yeah,
doesn't say anything to me what it's all about. There's no picture. There's no graphic. It's all too white. So a nice picture, if you get somebody to do it, a nice banner for you, graphic designer to put a banner in there, it will make it pop. That's just my first one suggestion.
And I would also say this, I'm going to tell you right now, this to me, this sort of like, I'm gonna say it's a red flag. If I saw your channel and I saw your thumbnail and that was all I saw, it says ads. And I understand ads means aging and disability services, but when somebody sees that, I have a feeling they might even just immediately think, oh, hey, it's all advertising and they don't want ads. So you got to kind of keep that in mind. You need a logo of some sort if you can get that.
Yeah, we're kind of limited. We have to use, government stuff. This is what we have to use, unfortunately. But
is
that's
that what
great
they gave
feedback.
you? They said ads is the.
Well, put it this way: if it's going to be ads, then you need a good banner to show them what it means, what it is. So it doesn't get confusing. So if that's your logo and you have to use it, make your banner explain what ads means without just the wording. Right.
So like where it says aging and disability services, that was sort of our intention in explaining what ADS is, but like saying, so put ADS there as well, just to kind of.
Yeah, but put a picture, because remember, people are visual. So like Christian said, if I just click through and I look at it real quick, I'm not going to read it because some of the orange is cut off within the blue. Some of the red is cut off. So you need to change your colors. I look for things real quick to grab me and move on.
Yeah. I just use place it real quick. I can put some more work into it.
Yeah.
Do you have a Canvas subscription, an easel subscription?
No.
Okay. I would recommend if you need to like make some artwork, like to kind of give it a little more pop, if you have the ability to do it, like I'd recommend using like some of those services so that it can at least help you add some more pop to some of those little elements, unless you're forced to use the ADS logo that they have here.
Yeah. See, here's one question. Real stuff. Some of the people are saying the paint strip is hiding some of the text in the banner.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so the other thing, okay, so I want to answer your other question real quick. And you mentioned, and then we'll bring you back on at some point. So you mentioned like you need captions on the videos. Now, are you doing those captions manually or how are you doing them?
So the way they work right now is, the platform that we're using automatically captions it in English, right? And then it auto translates it with AI into up to 5 or 6 languages.
Okay, cool. Okay.
And I know YouTube is not doing that just yet.
Yeah. So I will say this, the AI tools, there's a lot of AI tools. Like you literally could just, if it were me, I would experiment with doing a live video versus a pre-recorded video. Remember, live's going to be ideal for generating engagement if you've got people that are coming on asking questions, things like that, whether it's in the comments or whatnot. However, if you're not getting that, why not just make it a pre-record and then make it a regularly scheduled thing that you get them to, get used to seeing every single week. Okay. And then off of that, the other thing I would add is, so if you have to do the captions, obviously, I mean, you can do if you have to wait for the platform to add it. So if it's a requirement, you have to do it, then I almost would say pre-record would probably be the best thing in that case.
Yeah, we're trying to do live because, people do ask questions. I mean, it's all about engagement.
Right. Yeah.
And they ask questions in English anyway. So that's the thing. So
all right.
It's yeah. Well, I appreciate you taking a look at it for sure. Is there like a government rate or anything like that on StreamYard?
Do me a favor, just send me an email, marketing@streamyard.com, and just like send us a link to your channel and just ask your question through that. And we'll make sure that we get somebody to address it. Okay.
Sweet. Yeah.
I honestly don't know offhand if there is. I know I think we have certain types of organizations, like, your nonprofits, things like that. I think there might be something there, but that's what I recommend for now.
Got it.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
All right, buddy. Keep streaming, my friend.
All right. Have a good
luck, Lenny. Thanks.
All right. Here we go. What is this? Lawn?
Hold on. So before we bring the next one up, I do have to take can I have 5 minutes?
Yep. Go ahead, my friend.
Okay. So I want to take 5 minutes because I've had a lot of people asking about how did I do this countdown timer clock?
I was going to hide it. I was going to wait.
I know. Right. So here's the countdown timer clock. Okay. So this is how I actually have done this. Let's see if I can explain this. So I'm using a tool called ManyCam. And what it does is it allows me to do other things during the live stream. Okay. And so it's a separate app. It's a paid tool, for example, and it allows me to do all sorts of other things. So for example, let me see if I can, like, there's a drawing on the screen tool, for example. Here, let me see if I can turn this on. Okay, so for example, I think I can do this. Let me see. By the way, I haven't experimented with too much of it, but there is a clock timer feature, and there's, oh, I should start the timer, by the way. Thanks. Okay, so the way that I'm doing this is inside of Manicam, I'm using the clock feature that it has. It allows me to set up a clock. So for example, I can turn on a clock if I want to, and you'll see like there's a clock behind it. So like I can set either a clock or I can do a timer or things like that, right? And so I basically have the on-screen timer set up inside of Manicam. It's literally a button. I click it, and then what I have done to bring it into StreamYard is I have 2 Google Chrome profiles set up. I have one set up with me on screen, like with literally just bringing the camera in as Manicam. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So I've got 2 Google Chrome profiles. One of them is specifically to us live here. The second one is specific to Manicam. So I bring that one up. And then the second one, the camera source is set to Manicam. Because here's the thing. If I just brought up one window, actually, you know what? Here, let me see if I can. I'm just going to share my window so you guys can see this. I think that's probably the better thing. Okay. So here's what you're going to see real quick here. And I'm going to try to stick to my time here. So this looks a little crazy. I know it looks a little crazy right now, but as you can see, so you see, you have the green window and you have the gray one. So basically the gray one is literally, as you can see here at the bottom, it is just Manicam. So the camera is set up in Manicam inside of this Google Chrome profile. I literally have the camera source set up, and then I muted myself. Okay. This is the broadcast that you all see right now where everything else is happening. And this one is set to my my DSLR camera. And so now what I've done is it allows the timer to come in as a guest and then me to still be in the other screen. Now, the reason I did it this way is because if I just said, you know what, we're going to open another Google Chrome tab, for example, if I open 2 tabs, what would happen is I could only have one camera source. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So therefore, I'd only be able to have one camera source, and you all would not be able to see how you would not be able to, like, I'd either have me on screen or the timer. Instead, what I have is 2 profiles in Google and in Google Chrome. And now one of them is literally specific to just the Manicam timer. So that's how I did it. Does that help?
And yeah, so just for everybody to clarify, because remember,
yeah,
if you send yourself your invite, you can bring yourself in as another camera, or you can open up another window and share screen.
Yeah.
You can do all that in StreamYard.
Okay. By the way, freaking awesome. I see what you did there, by the way. So it's confusing in the sense of like I said, it's a lot additional. It's additional work. It's not just bringing it on screen, for example.
Yeah.
So, and then Bling Auntie's asking, can you do it OBS? I'm not sure actually. I personally, I don't use OBS. I don't use OBS because it's a bit buggy, and you know, it's a good product, but it's a bit buggy, and I also know that it uses up quite a bit of processor. So I just use a separate app that's kind of designed to bring in a lot of those elements.
And then here's one more that I want to put up.
Yeah.
Can you upload a countdown video on the overlay? Yes, you can. But here's the only difference, though. Once you upload it, it's always going to be the time that you're uploading. So if your overlay is 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, it's always going to be 5 minutes. The difference is, Christian, if you see, sometimes he said, oh, I gave you 2 extra minutes. He can preset his time compared to just throwing it in. That's the difference. So if you use an overlay, just remember your overlay will always be whatever time you made, unless you made like 2 or 3 different overlays. So you made a 5-minute one, a 1-minute one, or 2-minute one. Yeah. Then yeah, you can use overlay in the corner and have it count down.
And this is, by the way, this is the tool. This is Manicam, for example. And so as you can see, this is how easy it is. If I was like, hey, you know what? I need to give the person 5 minutes. I can easily just change this. And so now I can hit start, and it's going to start at whatever time I have there. And then I can reposition this on screen. I can change the color if I want to. I have a couple different styles as well.
There you go.
And then, as I mentioned, there's also some additional things. Like you could actually, I mean, if I wanted to do it this way, I could easily just do this. This obviously doesn't look good, but I could set up a clock, a timer, and a stopwatch, for example. So if I want to do that, no big deal. But that's, so basically I have all this set here. And then inside of that other StreamYard broadcast, I have brought in the countdown timer. So, okay. I think I'm out of my time there. So
there you go.
let me just put this back and we're going to bring some more people in. So again, if you have questions, you're welcome to also just reach out to me. I mean, I'm more than happy to like show you how I did it. It's also something that like, I mean, again, it takes some extra time to do. So, okay, Charles.
Yep.
Let's go. Got a couple more people. Let me know when we have when we have our cutoff as well.
All right. So it's about 5 to 2.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can bring a couple more on. And then I'm gonna leave. Here we go. Hey, how you doing?
Awesome.
How y'all guys doing today?
We're good. We're good. I love all the new technology we were finding out that you can do in StreamYard.
I know. This is a great platform. I've been a panelist on mini streams for a lot of people in my YouTube community, and I just started trying to do a few streams on my own. And and I did have a sort of a technical question. I understand the limits of you being able to answer certain technical questions due to differing equipment and whatnot.
We'll answer as many as you got. I mean,
well, what I had done is before I did my first live stream, I dragooned a friend of mine to do some test streams with me, and I had she was doing it on her laptop and her iPhone, and of course I tried to do it from my laptop and my iPad or something like that, and every time we got into that, even though all the audio was turned off, we turned off the audio on the actual Ustream, turned off the audio. There was this awful, whoop, 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 echo that went on until I got rid of those things. So I said, okay,
so
great.
Here's one thing I found out. Was it an Android phone or Apple phone?
It was both. I tried it with both my Android phone and my iPad. And I know she was on her Windows computer and her iPhone.
Okay, so I'll answer for one question. I know with some of the phones, even though you mute it.
Actually, it's not some, it's all of the phones.
Okay.
And it's not just iOS, actually. Yeah. It's iOS and Android.
Yeah, so even if you mute it, the mic is still bringing in. There's a set, you can go into your phone and turn that off.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So you're muted. Right. You're muted for talking going in, but the sound is still hearing it going in. So it mutes you, but it's still going in.
So you literally have to go into settings rather than down on the. Okay, gotcha.
Well, actually, I do want to add to that. Actually, the best thing to do is to get a pair of old headphones
and just plug them right in.
Oh, plug the headphones into the portable device.
You got to trick the device, and that applies to every single tablet, phone. Even laptops, doesn't matter. The laptops do a better job at it.
Right.
But the laptops or phones, like for example, if I happen to take my phone right now and open up StreamYard right now and hit that down button and whatnot,
right,
and turn the volume off, it's not going to fully mute the mic. It never does.
Okay.
That doesn't matter if it's iOS or Android.
Yeah, that's why we always ask everybody to put in your headphones,
right?
Then it totally chips it out, right?
Yes, and I normally don't even use headphones on any of my streams because I'm sort of okay with. I have remote speakers, and then I'm using the microphone on my laptop right now. So
yeah, the only problem with that is you don't hear it, but everybody else hears the echo.
Oh, so are you hearing an echo right now?
No, because you have the headphones in.
Do you hear an echo right now?
Slightly.
Yes.
See, I can hear myself.
This is my normal setup with these speakers behind me. And so you hear an echo.
Check.
Check.
Are you plugged in with the headphones?
No.
Okay, but if you turn it the way you had it before, I could hear myself coming back out again. I can hear myself.
So you can hear yourself right now as an echo?
Not now.
You were a second ago.
A second ago, yeah, I could hear myself.
Okay, so this is everything unplugged. These are the speakers unplugged behind me and my headphones. And you're hearing an echo now?
No, I'm hearing yes. Yes.
All right. That's from my laptop speakers. I'll go back to my
yeah.
This is the safest thing right here, but that's curious because I've done both my live streams or I've been on any streams with these speakers behind me usually. So
and was anybody else talking?
No. Yes, other people were talking, but there was never any complaints about echoes. Only when people show up and they have their YouTube tab open and it's like, oh, turn off YouTube, you know.
Yeah, because that's why they're hearing themselves come back in.
Right.
And it, again, the easiest fix, and NLTMW also mentions this, is plug in a pair of wired headphones into the device, and you can cut the cord. Personally, by the way, I use the ones that don't have a mic as well, because if you do plug in ones that have a mic, it's still gonna it might pick up a little bit of audio.
Right.
I would use the ones that don't really have a mic on them. Plug it in
and cut the cord.
You could cut the cord. There are also, by the way, there also are devices you can plug in.
Right.
That aren't even headphones.
But that's an awesome way to reuse all those dead headphones in that drawer in your bedroom. You know, it's like you throw all those things in the drawer.
I'll bring this up real quick. I think Eric has something. Hold on, let me see. Eric, what you got in your hand there, my friend?
Yeah.
All right. So these are dongles.
Yeah.
So that they don't have the end piece. So where you connect your phone here.
Right.
Use these. They cost about $1.99 on Amazon, and you will mute everything.
Interesting.
There you go. You just stick it right in there, and then it just tubes it right out.
That is that is an awesome idea, but this is an awesome tip. I had no idea about the microphone thing, so that'll help me with stuff in the future. My real question for you guys was sorry, I had to pre-question. I've done 2 live streams, and I created a little trailer on YouTube that when they would click on the preview, the trailer would come up. And then I tried to share that from the where does the share a file, share a video. I'm using Chrome on where I was streaming from. It's on a Chromebook, a relatively new Chromebook, and I was wired on an actual wired Ethernet connection. So there shouldn't be any lag problems. And both streams opened up. I started the stream with the little 45-second trailer. And it was a little choppy, obviously, but then I was just this choppy, video until I refreshed the stream. And the first time I thought it was because I had my iPad, but no, second stream, second audio, I had to refresh both times. And from the best I can tell, it's because I'm running a little 45-second video at the beginning. Do you guys have any ideas about that? I realize there's lots of variables, but
well,
I don't know how to figure it out.
If that happens, the first thing I check is my internet.
Yes.
Because it shouldn't have that. So if you go to something called fast.com.
Right.
And just do fast.com. It's a free little tool that I tell everybody to use.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, actually.
It will show you how your computer's working at that time.
That's an interesting thing because what I did before that was just and I did speedtest.net is what I did.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you go fast.com and there it is, it'll tell you what your speed is, what your upload speed is. It gives you all information. So you can tell if your computer's lagging before you go live and everything.
Okay. All right.
You can show you the download speeds and everything right there. So
awesome.
fast.com.
This is powered by Netflix, by the way, as well. So you could go to the speed test one. There's also, it's fast.com. And then if you click on show more info, what it's going to do is it's going to give you your upload speed. That's the most important speed, by the way, you want to focus on.
Yeah.
Right. Because I was going to show you what my upload speed was after I got on the wired internet. I don't know if you can actually see that or not. It might be too small.
Yeah. Little trick, by the way, if you put your hand behind it, you actually would it can get to focus. But that's so no, you got plenty of speed.
Oh yeah. That was on my wire. That was on my wired connection. And so I was like, and I didn't have a lot of lag. It was like 12 ping or whatnot. So this is what was very confusing to me. So I don't know. Any ideas?
No, just reset. Just reset the video. Sometimes the video is choppy, so when it goes into the system, it's not recognizing it properly. So download the video into another program.
I did. And then
reprocess the video so it's clean and new, and then re-upload it.
Oh, okay. Because I was just playing it from. I just had it, in my downloads folder because I had
Yeah, but here's one thing.
Okay.
Here's one thing before I go to tell everybody. I always love putting the video actually in StreamYard. That way, there's no trying to play it off of my computer. So you can download the video straight into StreamYard. Anything under 5 minutes.
Okay.
So
and that's through the share tab. I'm looking at my thing right there.
No, in StreamYard, you can put into your banners, your brand.
Oh! I'm still on the free version. I think I gotta get on the paid version for that. Okay.
And then you upload it in. So when you need to play a video, it's easy. You just click it, and the video just pops up and plays. You don't have to worry about is it bringing it over, is it playing properly?
Okay.
It's doing everything just like that.
Well, that sounds like more of a reason to subscribe.
There you go.
Let me show you. Those 3 downloads by the 3 places. Yeah, Charles, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm gonna bounce right here. Hold on. So just remember, anything under 5 minutes,
right?
Make sure it's the quality is under 100 megabytes.
Okay.
So because it doesn't do anything over 100 megabytes. So under 5 minutes, 200. 210
minutes. So those 3 options that Charles is talking about. Option 1 is to go under brands, under brand on the right hand side.
Gotcha.
Go to video clips, and then you'll see. So you can upload a video that is 200 megabytes and under 10 minutes.
Okay. All right.
So that's the first thing. The benefit there is that uploads it to our servers, so to StreamYard servers. So therefore, when you play this, there should be no lag whatsoever there with that video.
No lag, no choppiness, and you've already tested it too. That's a great thing about it.
Right.
So you click it, it plays, pops back out, plays, pops back out. You're good to go.
Right. Okay. All right.
And the other 2 options are under share. So this is where if you go to share, you can do share screen and share a video. You'll have to check the audio if there's audio to the video.
Right.
You can do share screen. That'd be like using a Chrome tab or something like that.
Right.
The other option also is if your computer can support it, you can do a video file. This is be sharing from the local hard drive.
And that's what I was doing both times. And again, there's a lot of variables with hardware, but it's a newish Chromebook. So it does have a pretty good processor in it. And like I said, I was on a wired Ethernet connection, so I couldn't quite connect all the dots on that. But this has been awesome information.
Let me connect those dots real quick. I think the Chromebook is the reason.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because so for example, remember Chromebooks, they're low powered ones.
Yes.
And then Charles, let me know if you're coming back or not in the comments. I think Charles has to run for something. So
gotcha.
What I want to tell you real quick is I think the Chromebook, you can throw a good amount at it.
Right.
But for example, if you're trying to, let's say your video is like 2 gigabytes, for example, that you're playing.
Yeah.
One thing you can do is you can run it through a tool like handbrake.fr. So if you write handbrake.fr, you can reduce the bit rate, and that will reduce the file. Because here's the thing. If you're bringing it up, because with the video share feature, you're bringing it on your computer. So your computer is doing the heavy lifting as opposed to that brand's tab. And so by trying to run that, let's say it's a 2 gigabyte file. Let's say your computer, even though it's a good quality one, let's say it's not capable of doing all of that. It might struggle because it's having a hard time getting it to the internet. It doesn't matter how fast your internet is. It doesn't matter. Like the computer is what's doing the work, and the computer is sort of struggling. I think that's what I think's happening.
So would it be better for me to try to share a tab and then just play it from my YouTube studio at that point?
What I would suggest is make sure you download the video onto your computer first.
Right. Well, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, but make sure it's not on like he said, not on a tablet or nothing else. Make sure it's into the same program that you're using. So when you go to share it, it's in yours. So it's not an outsource on a tablet or another YouTube or another source that it's trying to read from. It's from your own computer. You've tested it. It's hardcore. It's ready to go. Click.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, these are some great ideas because I enjoy doing the trailers. They're fun. I enjoy editing video and I have fun with them. So
yeah.
And one last tip I have for you, by the way, if you download the file locally, go on to what you can do is you can also open like a Google Chrome tab. So instead of playing it from YouTube, you can open up a Chrome tab, drag the video file to that, and then share that tab. So basically when you drag the video file into the Chrome tab, what it does is it comes up as a player.
Yes. Yes, and that's much easier because now you have more control. Pause, play, rewind, fast forward. Compared to sometimes if you're doing it to the YouTube, if you pause a couple of times and restart, a commercial wants to play.
Right. Well, I have all them. Well, I guess you're right. They're only like 45-second videos, little trailers that I'm doing. And I have the monetization turned off on them. So, but yeah, I like the idea. I mean, I hate to start off my third live stream with yet another choppy, bad video or bad stream. They're like, oh, it sounds terrible. And I'm like, go away for 30 seconds while it reboots. So I kind of feel bad about that.
And I'm going to give you a computer suggestion, by the way. And this is just my personal suggestions.
Yes.
I would recommend picking up, like, this is the Mac Mini, like the Apple M1. These are like, they're coming out with new ones soon, I think. But these are like $400 to like maybe $600.
Right.
Like you can get really good discounts on the current generation one.
Right.
They are a powerhouse for what they can do.
Okay, that's kind of interesting because I would consider that. I might try next time just taking my MacBook. I do this out from my garage is where I do this, where I do all my lawnmower fixing videos that I do. So I don't have a lot of space, but I can try the next time around with my MacBook as opposed with the Chromebook.
So you got a MacBook. Like, what kind of MacBook is it? Because that's the other question.
It's a MacBook Pro. It's a 2014 version or late 2014. I'm looking about that real quick.
Sure.
With the latest and greatest.
So real question, Christian, real quick. When you're getting a Mac, any type of tablet or thing, what's the main thing you should look for when you're getting it for streaming? Is it the hard drive? What do you suggest?
Personally, I try to get the most RAM that I can in the device, and I try to get one that has an SSD hard drive.
Right.
So that's like there's no parts basically, and then also try to get the most graphics power you can.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah,
and great suggestions.
Yeah, and I have it's a MacBook Pro mid 214 with the latest version of OS Big Sur. So like I said, I'm sure I would get a little better performance out of this MacBook when I take it out to the shop. So that's
I actually think you'll get a lot better performance.
Okay.
Off of that.
All right. That's a good idea. I keep the Chromebook out there because I'm spraying carb spray and all kinds of junk out there. It's a it's got a waterproof keyboard and all that sort of stuff. And I only spent like $300 on it. So if I mess up the thing, I don't care at that point.
So I'd say this. I mean, if you're noticing the videos lagging, like because if you use the video feature, it's sharing it from your computer.
Right.
I would recommend at that point, seeing if if you have that other computer, like just do a test. Like don't spray anything, but just do a test live stream. and see how does it run on that 2014 MacBook Pro versus the
right. What happened is once that ran, then my video and my voice was choppy and people couldn't hear it because it seemed to mess up my stream once I ran that video at that point.
So do those tips and then let us know.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so very, very much. Cheers.
Okay, bye, Lawnmower Lady. Very cool. Actually, I do me a favor, Lawnmower Lady. Drop me a link to your channel in the comments. That way we can share it. Oops, she muted herself.
Yeah.
Okay, Charles. What time's your cutoff time, by the way?
I'm done right now, buddy. I got to bounce. I just stayed for Lawnmower Lady because I wanted to hear the rest of what she said. Is some great ideas.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I will stay with you all. I have a few people backstage here. I will stay for everyone who's backstage. Oops, sorry, Pastor Troy. I'll bring you in a second. I'll stay here. I'll answer your questions. I'm going to do the timer. I'm going to do a 10-minute timer for everyone. And then I'm going to work to hold myself accountable to that.
All right, people, keep streaming.
Awesome. So Charles will bring you back.
All right.
Okay, cool. By the way, Eric, do you mind if I bring you in?
Yes. Bring Eric in because he's got some crazy tools that he's there. So he's always pulling up something in the green room. So I like it.
Awesome. Eric, Charles, we'll catch up.
All right.
Good luck. Okay. Eric, can you do me a favor? Are you up for filling in as Charles for the next 30-ish minutes? Awesome. Very cool. Okay. So I'm going to, by the way, just a heads up, I'm doing a lot of stuff now. So I'm going to do my best to be as responsive as I can here. We have Joey Edibles. We're going to bring Joey up. Joey, we're going to do 10 minutes for everybody. I'm going to try not to extend at all. So I'm going to bring Joey Edibles up. How are we doing, Joey?
Pretty good, man. The mic should be good now. Sounds good?
Sounds much better, yes.
Yeah, I was, well, what happens, dude, is my son comes out here and he plays like Roblox or one of these little kids games, but he has to play it on the computer and he unplugs the microphone because I have like the the mixer plugs in USB, and then I plug the XLR cables into the mics because we have like 3-4 people in the show every night, or not every night, on Fridays when we do the show. And there's a little thing up in the corner that blocks some of his view, like for the volume, that you can't get rid of it because it's something with the mixer with the USB. So he unplugs it, and I was freaking plugging it back in. I was like, damn it, man, I hope this gets through. I really want to talk to Christian for a little bit. What's up, fellas? How you doing, Eric?
Good.
Very good. So what do we got for questions? What can we help with? Oh, we'll start the timer, by the way.
Well, I was just wanting to come up and say hi and BS for a little bit. I'll tell you what, dude, I like those StreamYard, the October file dump you guys did with all the overlays and the cat and the Halloween stuff. That's legit, man. Yeah. I showed like at least 10 people that, man. I bet a bunch downloaded it. Hell yeah. I like the cat. You got the cat? Do the cat one.
We do have the cat one, yes. Again, by the way, these are animated GIFs, and then what we've done with them is you simply download them to your computer, and then you can put them up in the overlay section. So you go under brand, and then under overlay, and you upload it there. You can upload an animated GIF. The other thing you can also do, by the way, with animated GIFs is you can put them in the logo area as well if they're under 3 megabytes, for example. So I'm going to put, like, I don't think the cat one would work there, but you could put most of them there. So awesome.
Yeah, you can take your own animated GIFs and put them up there. You can just, any GIF you do on your phone, you can put up there. That was one of the coolest tips I saw on the streams. And that snap camera was really cool too. I'm not gonna mess with it here because after like a day or two of messing with it on a couple people's streams, you kind of get bored with it. Honestly, it's cool to look at when you first have it, but then after a while, it's like you don't want to see my face in a mask anymore. But I gotta mess with the like overlays and stuff because you could have like an overlay where no matter what camera you go on, it'll say your channel name and everything. You know what I mean? Not just whatever, and you don't even have to have a green screen with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So by the way, what Joey's talking about here is there's a feature within, well, we were talking about this. It was Snapchat has a whole bunch of filters that you can use to bring into your like live stream and kind of liven them up. And so they let you, like, they basically use artificial intelligence. So if you add them and you move around, it basically follows you and things like that. So worth checking out. I'll put a link to that video. Eric, anything else you want to add here?
No, the other thing is, don't forget that you can do this also through OBS using the virtual camera on StreamYard. And, I put my brands up here. I changed my brands, and my backgrounds anytime. So that's another way of bringing in cameras and different camera views into StreamYard.
Yeah, lots of options. Yeah, very cool. So Joey, do you want us to take a look at your channel? Anything else you want?
Yeah, pop it up, man. Pop it up. You can see some of the cool people I've had on there. And my shows, I kind of pattern after Wayne's World because I'm a 90s Gen X baby, and obviously we all love Wayne's World back in the day. So I'm just doing my own Wayne's World. That's why it's Friday nights at 9:30 because that was the same time Wayne's World was on. And it's out of my garage just like Wayne's World, was. And, it's not on Aurora TV, but, it's pretty cool.
Awesome. So this is his channel. Any recommendations here, Eric?
So I like your banner because it has when you're going to be on. So that's one, you're giving important information right there when you look at it. It's has some basic colors, so it calls to you. That's your icon is a little busy. It should be just one thing so that you can be, when people see you on the notifications, that already comes, but your wording there is very well done, except that it says podcast. It doesn't say show. So that's the only thing that I would.
Yeah, eventually that was. I need to. The next major step is going to be some kind of branding. I like it'll probably just be called Square Table Degenerate, something like that. I mean, at the time when we did it, I had visions of doing, the audio only version because everybody was doing a podcast, 2019, etc. And then I just realized very soon that I just love looking at myself because I'm very vain. So I like being on YouTube. So I just kind of neglected the audio only version because it was just kind of ridiculously hard to figure out, and the learning curve was stupid compared to, this stuff is easy. StreamYard is like AOL back in the 90s. Just click a button, boom, you're good to go. So I just transitioned to that. So that's going to be part of the branding remake. I'm trying to figure out, like, in terms of logos, like, I just need to basically hire somebody and come up with some ideas because, everything's just random. You know how it is with random shows. You just do whatever. So it's a major event that I even got that banner put together and stuff like that. But I do got Canva, so I could probably mess with some of that too. Canva's actually really cool, man. If you don't have it, I would recommend it. The paid version's even worth it, I believe.
Yep.
Definitely.
Very cool. Fantastic. Yeah, I gotta say, have you made any changes since the last time we had you on? I mean, you've got 638 subscribers. We've got, let's see, you get 144 views on some of these.
The numbered shows are the Friday night shows. The other ones are just randoms in the short shelf, and they have best of videos interspersed and silly stuff.
I gotta
So
say,
are you doing any thumbnails?
What's that now?
I said, are you doing any thumbnails? Because I
not,
know
not really, because usually we just live stream. I just take a screenshot from the thumbnail and put it in there.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes I'll do a thumbnail. Like if you see the Packy Chip channel, they did that thumbnail. But usually it's just a picture from the guest, and I'll just screenshot it and go from there if it's a celeb. I'm getting most of my hits on search instead of because I'm not really niche down. I mean, it's not really a general entertainment show. And people ask, what's Joe Rogan about? I don't know what Joe Rogan's about. Joe Rogan, he just interviews people. That's kind of what mine is about. So it's really, YouTube doesn't really know where to show my videos, and I've kind of struggled with how. I mean, I don't want to. Everybody says this, how everybody is. I don't want to niche down, but I don't want to, limit myself on that level. So it's a longer, step to getting where I want to be. But I got nothing but time. I mean, this isn't. I'm a made man. I don't need any money from YouTube. It's just a pet project kind of thing. So
yeah, you always will find your why. So that's what I tell everybody. Find your why. Once you find your why, that'll niche down your content. So, I started as well, different things in cybersecurity, and then I found my why, and that's when I niched down. So it's a process for everybody. So good job.
Oh yeah,
very nice.
Yeah.
And the only other point I was going to add, I'm going to echo the same thing Eric did, which is I would try to play off the I'd try to create a branded, consistent look for the thumbnails.
Oh yeah, that's the next step. I've had some YouTuber buddies. There's a whole bunch of us who probably about 30, 40 of us who stream together and get on each other's streams. After this, I'm going to go to another buddy's stream, just get up there and yap. We just love behind camera all the time. It's a fun community if you haven't out there and you get to know other streamers. And not even go just not even worrying about monetization or anything like that. Just getting to know people, and it really is kind of like a family. It really does replace some of your if you've lost family members or something, you just need somebody to connect with. You don't feel like going to the bar every time. It's a nice community. But yeah, that's the next major step is definitely gonna be branding. I got to figure out what I want to. I like the comment like the color scheme on the top. I think I'll go with that and pop some kind of marijuana imagery in there somehow. Figure out how to do it. It's just a matter of actually popping it.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Very cool. Anything else you want to take a look at?
No, not really. Just come up, say hi, give me a look, give me a sub if you guys can. If you're out there, it's definitely rough. I feel it now, but hey, at the end of the day, you want to just do you and feel the subs and just get it how you go, man. You know how it is. Chris, you do the vidIQ stuff too, right?
No, I don't, but I know about it. Yes.
That was all right. I gotta go anyways. My son's bothering me, so I'll let you guys know.
Okay. Hope to see you back. Okay.
All right. See you, Chris. Bye now.
Thanks a lot. Bye. Awesome. So that gives us, we got 2 extra minutes, by the way.
There you go.
Are there any good comments you think we should bring up, by the way?
Well, we were talking on the comments over here about the power of the computers, and I think that's important to bring out that there's different types of computers out there that you can use. The power of StreamYard as a base asset is that you can stream from any device. I've done streams from my phone using just the Chrome browser. But once you start bringing in some other more complex stuff, that's when you need the more powerful computer, when you need to use other software like what you did earlier with the timer. But the power of StreamYard is that you can do it from anywhere. We have some live shows that we're going to do next week at B-Sides in Pittsburgh, and we're just using the base StreamYard on the phone. So if you're going to stay to that. If you want to do more fancy stuff, now you're going to start thinking about technology, about your microphones. And always remember that sound is king. So keep your sound great, even if you're using your phone. There's, like I said, the dongles to connect different microphones to your phone. And you can make your phone a live streaming studio.
Definitely, yeah. And so We've got a couple people waiting backstage. Let me know if you want to take another, like, if we want to bring up a comment. Somebody's asking about your green screen, or do we want to bring in a guest? What do you want to do?
Whatever you want. But so, just very simple. So my streaming setup that we're doing right now, I've got my camera right here, going to StreamYard through OBS using a virtual camera.
Okay.
So how I do it.
Let's talk about the virtual camera thing real quick. Okay. So people have been asking, how do you do the green screen? So what you basically are doing is this. So you're using two programs. So you're using StreamYard for bringing people into the streams. We talked about this earlier. You're bringing them into the streams. How are we getting the we have a green screen feature. However, if you want to bring in like video, things like that, you have to do that in, for example, OBS. So what you're doing, it's kind of like how I'm doing the timer. I'm bringing the timer in through ManyCam, and then I'm bringing that into StreamYard
as a second. Yeah,
exactly. Right. And in your case, for the green screen, what you are doing is over in OBS, he set up everything in OBS. So he's got a separate window for OBS. And then that is coming in as the source that he's then selecting for his camera inside of StreamYard. Does that make sense? Wealth engineering? Okay. Do you
what I use StreamYard is to do all my guests. So I have all my guests and I run all my scenes through OBS by setting my primary scene on StreamYard, and that's how I do my counters, my my different scenes. And I'm gonna just go through it real quick. And
I was gonna say I'm gonna have you do that real quick. Yeah.
And I'm back. And that's how I do it. I just run the different things, and I have fun backgrounds that I use. We call this in the show the dancing grandma. Person's not watching me.
I am actually, yes.
Look
at that.
We have the different things that we do with the background, and it's just coming into StreamYard, and we're using StreamYard to bring our guests, to bring our people, to do all our run of shows happening on StreamYard. And then I use Touch Portal, which is the free, paid $4.99, I think it is, but it's an app on your phone, and I can run all my Stream Deck actions through OBS, and they go through StreamYard. So that's how we're doing our run of show.
Exactly, and that makes a lot of sense, actually. So let me just leave it. By the way, as I mentioned, as much as I want to like be focusing like this, I'm also like in the comments looking at things because there's so many really good comments. Like, for example, Jewel is giving you some props. He says Eric should come back often as a guest panelist. By the way, if you think Eric should come back more often as a guest panelist, do me a favor, leave them in the comments. Just let me know. So Wealth Engineering, does that help in terms of like, are you good on how he set that up? Okay, very cool. Eric, you and I should talk afterwards, and maybe we can see about maybe we get a video, an article or something on how you set that up. So,
and then the sound part, we're using Voice Meter.
Okay, nice.
To bring in other sound areas in here into the StreamYard.
Very cool. So then the other question I have, and we talked about this a bit on the show, what kind of computer are you using to power this? And I will say, hopefully it's not a. What are you using? You can tell me whatever you're using.
I have a gaming computer that I built.
Okay.
So
no. Okay. Nope. That makes a lot of sense. So Eric is using a gaming computer. Now, why are you using a gaming computer for streaming? Because here's the thing. When I think a lot of people, when they think gaming computers, they think, oh, I need it because I'm going to be playing games and I want to have like high resolution graphics and all that sort of thing. But why a gaming computer?
So the reality for me is I have Studio A and Studio B. So Studio A is this one right here with all the professional lightings, and I'm sitting down and doing the streams. This one I'm using a professional computer that I'm using for my cybersecurity things, but for streaming, because I'm using OBS and all the other periphery that I'm using, I need more power to power the OBS, the StreamYard, all the different video things that I do. So I use this computer. But if in Studio B, when I'm standing next to the other green screen, I use a laptop, just a basic Windows laptop that I have another DSLR with a with an Elgato plug, and that one I'm just doing basic streaming or recording. So it depends on what you're doing. If you're doing gaming streaming, then you need the gaming computer. If you're using different things like just a regular talk show like what we're doing right now, is just use your normal computer. It's going to be powerful enough. Just don't use a lower powered thing because the important part is your graphics card. As we were talking to Susan earlier, her videos could be choppy because her computer doesn't have enough power to process both the streaming and the video at the same time.
Exactly. And I love the fact that you mentioned that. So again, I mentioned it earlier, having a dedicated computer. Like I have two computers. I have two computers that I use because I literally have one that is all production. And then the second one is like maybe everyday use, for example. So what I don't do is I don't commingle the two. So
Correct.
this way, and the reason I don't do that is because as you're using that other computer and you're trying to do all this other stuff and whatnot, like I literally install everything on a computer that is dedicated to streaming, for example. And then the other one I can use for like anything else I want. So, but I like the point that you made about like you got a gaming laptop. You also got a gaming laptop because here's the thing. It's not about like the gaming laptop has a better display. It's got a great display, but you got to remember if you're streaming, you don't necessarily, or you're only using the stream to look at like the screen. What is the most important part? And this is the great thing about gaming laptops or gaming desktops. They have powerful equipment in them. They have a dedicated graphics card. So, for example, a Chromebook, an expensive gaming laptop might have a 6 gigabyte video card. You may think like, oh, well, I don't need a 6 gigabyte video card because I'm just interviewing people, but it lets you do more things. It lets you bring up more applications. For example, without the display then being so like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, what was that?
Choppy.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the graphic side. And then you need a good amount of RAM as well. And so the gaming laptop, it's like you have a Chromebook
where with 16.
What was that?
Come with 16 gigs of RAM. And that's perfect. That's perfect for streaming as long as you're not doing, high powered games or anything like that, AAA games. So you want to keep it between that 8 and 16 gigs of RAM, which is going to allow you to do a great stream once you have a graphic card, the 8 to 16, and you've got a good upload speed on there. So using StreamYard, one thing that you said, bring it back, is when you upload your videos, your little trailers to StreamYard, think about it this way. You're not streaming that from your computer to the internet. When you upload it to StreamYard, it's going from StreamYard servers to the internet. So it cuts out the need for you to do it on your own, the processing on your computer.
Right. So keep that in mind. That's why we always say like the brain, like you can stream from just about any device, but you got to think about like how much you want to expand that, because like the bare minimum might be like, oh, I'm doing an interview series. But then if you're like, well, I want to play videos or I want to add different effects or I want to do a green screen, you have to have the processing power to be able to, like the computing power is actually the key thing.
And that's a key thing because even when we do the green screen through StreamYard, when you do the green screen, it processes locally.
Yeah.
Versus on StreamYard servers. So just think about if you're going to use green screen on StreamYard, now you're adding a little more processing that you need on your local computer.
Right. Exactly. Go. So granted, here's the thing. I'm messing with our green screen feature, but again, it also comes back to like, you got to have the machine to be able to support it. So again, if you want to do green screen, like you need to then make sure your computer can handle that. So
correct.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So we got a couple, do you have time for me, Eric?
Good. Let's go.
Okay. I got 4 people. I also need you to let me know in the comments, Eric, in the private chat. Let me know what you want us to what we're going to give away at the end, by the way, of the show. Merch from a merch standpoint. So we got like the Puddles duck. We got a coffee mug.
We got to do puddles.
Okay. We'll do puddles. Okay, cool. Okay. So I'm not sure what your name is. It says email, chit chat with BB. Okay. So we're going to put chit chat with BB up here. And then Pastor Tory, by the way, do me a favor, put in the private chat what your question is. because I want to bring you on. Definitely. I got to say your setup's pretty awesome. So can't wait to get to you. Okay. So chit chat with BB, bringing you on. How we doing?
Hello.
Hi. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Thanks a lot for waiting with us backstage. So what question can we answer for you?
You actually asked me to jump on because you had a question. I'm the one. I'm Bernadine. So I did say that I.
Oh, good. Okay. Cool.
Stream Thursdays at 9. I started out streaming on Facebook, and now I've switched to doing both Facebook and YouTube. I just kind of wanted to get comfortable on screen before expanding.
Cool.
So that's where I'm at right now. So I chose Thursdays at 9 because it was the most convenient time for me. And when I did a little bit of a poll, that's the timing I got from my initial audience that I was going for.
Cool. How's that working out, by the way?
It's picking up. It's going good. My numbers, my watch numbers weekly are going up. And on YouTube, my watch hours are going up because my program is about an hour and a half.
Okay.
But then what I do is I go back in and I pick out certain topics and break it out. So that's like a 5-minute here, a 10-minute there. And based on that, my analytics have changed a lot. So now I just have to get, I'm more focused right now on content and than subscribers, so that when I get subscribers, there's something for them to go back and take a look at.
Content is king, always.
What was that, Eric?
I said content is king. That's what you need to be focused on. And the other part is just for your 9 o'clock, remember that once you're starting to look at growing and looking at where, the East Coast versus West Coast. So while it's 9 o'clock, and are you in the East Coast?
I'm in Canada, actually, so Mississauga.
Okay. So you're looking at, when I tell people about different timing, is think about your West Coast versus East Coast timing. What's why we set up our shows at 7, so that it's early for West Coast people, but it's still early for our East Coast people. 7 o'clock after dinner, stuff like that, and we found that works. So when setting your time, think about your audience, where your audience is in the globe.
For right now, I've got a couple of West Coast people, but most of who watches are on the East Coast. So New York, Atlanta, Jamaica, Canada. That's where most of my audience is from right now.
That's why your analytics are king. There are people looking at, and ping your audience and say, hey, is this working for you? Where can I give you more, where can I be more effective with you?
Well, I did, so I started streaming in March, and then I took about a month off I think it was August that I took off. So I started streaming in March, and then kind of did about 20 episodes, and just to get comfortable and get a feel. And then coming back in September, I added a couple things to what I was doing, and with that, I'm getting it within the stream. I'm getting more audience participation because I've added. I have like a topic of the week and an email question of the week, so people can DM me anonymously and get their questions or the topic that they want to talk about out. And so I'm getting more in stream. What's that word I'm looking for? I'm drawing a blank, but I'm getting more people interacting with me in stream, live stream right now. So, and then also now YouTube is recommending my channel for some stuff because it seems like I'm streaming every day, but I have from my Thursday night stream at 9, my snippets that I pick out, I schedule those 3 o'clock every day. So 3 o'clock every day, I have something coming out.
That's perfect. Okay. That's perfect.
Yeah.
And you just cracked a little bit of the algorithm in there. If it's starting to recommend you, you're doing a good job. So keep on doing what you're doing.
Yes.
Well, more people are looking than I have more unique viewers than subscribers, which is weird, but I'm working on it.
So I have a couple of things here, and I want to make sure that I give Jewel Kitco, like, just Jewel, I gotta say, Jewel is dropping some jewels today. Like, she's saying, you know, hey, like, you're doing the one thing which is awesome, which is researching for audience engagement and content. And the more that, so the other things, if your videos are starting to get shown to more people, then that's good. That means YouTube is very likely starting to recommend them, but you want to make sure you check your analytics as well, because YouTube, you will see in your analytics, how are people finding you? You'll find them in like suggested videos, things like that. You want basically to start to like have your videos start to seep into other people's channels. Now, you mentioned the subscribers, for example. Make sure, like, you want to, like, we talk about building a run of show for a live stream. You want to have another thing in your run of show that says a call to encourage people to subscribe. I'll be honest, I haven't done a good job of it during this stream. I've only done it a couple times. I don't have a banner set up or an overlay or things like that. But what I'd recommend for you is have a banner or an overlay set up that you pop up maybe 3 times during your show. One at the beginning, like not at the beginning, like maybe a third of the way through. Recommend or suggest, you know, hey, if you haven't subscribed to us, pop up your overlay. And then do the show.
Have that on an overlay throughout the show.
Okay. And do you mean overlay as in like something
it's static,
is always
it's there.
up? Okay.
Yeah.
So I would actually, if it were me, and Eric, feel free to weigh in here, I feel like she needs to maybe have a separate card that comes up. And so then that, because I realize you may have it on screen, but people are also probably focusing on this versus always just sitting there checking out your overlays.
2 things. I use the strategy of having a scrolling banner in the bottom. So I have that scrolling banner. I turn it on and off during my run of show 2 or 3 times during my streams. But in my intro of my channel, I do my countdown. I do my hook, and then I put my little intro video, and when I come back, I say, what are we going to do? Please like and subscribe, all that good stuff that you got to know right up front. Okay, if you like it, if you're here, let's subscribe. And that reminds us, for this stream right here, Christian has popped up on the chat, the communities for StreamYard. Go ahead and subscribe to the Facebook to this channel right here so you don't lose the content. There you go. I did it for you, Christian.
Thank you very much, by the way. I appreciate that.
So do that, and then halfway through the video, right in the middle of the video, just casually remind your viewers, hey, it's going to help me real much if you can subscribe to us. And then at the end, do it again. So kind of split it through.
Yeah, I do it at the beginning and at the end. So I just need to focus on the middle because I do have it static. So I do it at the end and the beginning. And at the end, when I'm coming off, I'll drop the link in the comment section and tell them there's the link, go subscribe.
And remember that people get blind to things that they see all the time. So if you have it on all the time, they're going to tune it out.
Yeah.
They're going to tune into you. So turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. That's going to give them a visual reminder for them to say, oh, wait, I'm not subscribed. Click.
Okay.
It's that pattern interrupt, by the way. That's the other thing that's super important. I do want to bring up a comment, by the way, real quick. I think this is the right one, Eric. Real talk with Melissa saying, you know, how often do you post snippets of your live stream? So you're doing the whole, like, you know, the full video is up on YouTube. By the way, we're going to pull that up in a second. But how often do you post snippets on social media channels or things like that?
Okay, so once I do my live stream, the only place that I break it down is on YouTube, and that's scheduled for 3 p.m. daily. So every day, so there's one going up there's one that's scheduled to show in 15 minutes. So every day, 3 p.m., I have something showing. I really I'm comfortable on Facebook, and that's like my go-to social media. So I'm trying to build my YouTube platform. So my snippets are not shown on Facebook until Monday. I'll drop a link just to say, okay, look out for me on Thursday. This is what we did last Thursday. So if you need to watch it, go back here. Here's a link, go watch, type of thing.
Okay. Eric, anything else you want to add for that?
So when I first started streaming, I just posted my full streams in there. And I didn't know the power of cutting things down into snippets and just 5-minute bite-sized chunks. So the replay works really well for some watch hours, but when you do the snippets, people want to see that. People don't want to sit through hour, 2 hour, 3 hour.
Right.
Snippet, put it in, put a nice thumbnail in there. They get the message and they do it quick. And you'll see how your engagements start going up.
Yeah, it has gone up because I've only started doing snippets in, I think, September. So on some aspect of it, like there's like a 400% increase in my analytics in terms of viewers and stuff. So I check my analytics every week. So I just do like my 7-day run to see what changes. And and actually I got that from your other guys that actually do the YouTube. Yeah. So with them, I did my end cap. I'm working on my pinned comments and a couple of things that I picked up from them in terms of what to do to get engagement. So yeah.
Fantastic. And then one last point I think I would bring up is most social media platforms, they're all the same. Like the fundamentals are the same. So, you know, for example, like most of them copy features from one another. So, you know, if you're using, for example, like if you're using YouTube for like your long form videos, what works best on some of the other platforms? So for example, it may be taking that full video and then creating a snippet, for example, of a 30-second part of it where you highlight some key point. And then that just goes up as a post, for example, on Facebook, or it could go up on Twitter, for example. And then your goal is driving them back to watch the full stream. And remember, you've got, you don't want to be like, oh, well, I'm going to drive some people here and some people here and things like that. Like test out the different platforms, see what works.
Don't separate the viewers. Remember, the other platforms are a funnel into your main one. So if you want to build a community in Facebook, then YouTube is a channel to your Facebook. If you want to build your Facebook channel, then Facebook or Instagram, Twitter, they all become funnels to that one. Remember, go to what is your goal.
Got it?
Okay.
Again, the other thing I think I'll add, and then we're going to just move on to the next person here, is that I love the fact that you're testing things. Keep doing it because you found what works for your channel. And this doesn't work for every single person's channel. So like you happen to have stumbled upon what's working for your channel. And then you need to adjust so that think about this, you can ride the waves. So look at your analytics. Obviously those are super key and important. So awesome. Any other question for us real quick?
That's it for now.
Okay. Well, I want to say keep up the good work and thanks for joining us, by the way, on screen.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye. Very cool. I got to say that was pretty awesome. Again, analytics. Look at your analytics. Look at what works. So, for example, if you're doing a live stream, and let's say like you know how we do these streams and they go 2 hours. Like part of the reason we do it is so that like it gives us more people to work with, but at the same time, it also like we might not see people join immediately. So there might be, maybe you need 15, 20 minutes before it'll actually start to get to surface on other people's channels. So, Eric, is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah. And I love this helping other people, and everybody has these questions, but they're not afraid. They're afraid to ask these questions. And doing these shows and watching you and watching all the other StreamYard commentators, it's helped me a lot grow. So it's a great. I started out, not even knowing about StreamYard, and one of my favorite tools right now to use. So it's a great thing. Thank you. You guys have to keep on doing this. This is important.
And by the way, this is a lot of, I love hearing from everybody about like what your streams are about, like seeing what kind of challenges we can solve and whatnot. And then I love the fact that we've got such an active and great community that you all are also giving great recommendations as well to viewers. So that like, it's not just like, oh, well, this is what Christian says, or this is what Charles says, or this is what Eric says, for example. We also like to hear from you. What workarounds do you have for certain things, or how do you make something work? So
Yeah,
awesome.
no, don't forget the Sunday show with Gage.
Yeah.
That is a treasure trove of information. I think it's half an hour, 45 minutes, but it goes.
It's 30 minutes, and it's a solid 30 minutes. Like, i.e., it's 30 minutes, and at 30 minutes they end it. So again, like where we're a little more liberal, I guess, for the time on this one. It's 30 minutes. And so this is I'm going to put a link to the past town hall. This is last week's town hall. So okay, so Pastor Tory, are you ready to come on? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, awesome. So we're bringing on Pastor Tory. I'm also going to bring back the countdown timer. How are we doing, Pastor Tory?
Doing fine. How are you?
Doing very well, actually. I got to say, I like your setup. I'm going to just put in full screen. Like, look at this. I mean, we've got the fantastic blurry or bokeh effect, as you can see here. What camera are you using, by the way?
Sony 5100, okay. A5100.
Awesome. And then what lens is that? Is that the stock lens or the Sigma?
No, that's actually a cheap lens that I got from what was that? The Mackie lens.
Okay. Yep. Okay. A Mackie lens. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And thanks for that, because I was wondering how does it look. Be honest with you.
It looks great.
I'm totally new.
Well, I gotta say, even though you're totally new, I mean, Eric, can you do the thumbs up again? Come on. Like, I gotta say, I mean, even though you're new, like everything looks great. It sounds great. It's super quiet. I'm gonna mute Eric and my. And it's like, I mean, as you can hear, like he is like super quiet, which is great, which means he has a really good working environment as well. So Pastor Tory, like everything is.
The sound is beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. I did a lot of work on Facebook. I was doing a lot of stuff on Facebook and everything. And now I just migrated over to YouTube because I heard so many great things about YouTube. And so now I'm going to do like live streaming on Sundays. And also I'm going to do like daily devotions, Monday through Friday.
Okay, awesome. So is there anything you want us to pull up your channel and take a look at, like any of your streams, or
well, my channel is like really new, like totally new. I only got like one video on there, so you can take a look at it for us, the banners and stuff.
We can do whatever you want, or we can also just like answer questions if you have questions about anything. I mean, I gotta say, you didn't even tell me like anything about your stream. Like bringing you up, I was like, I don't know what kind of question he's gonna have, because I'm like, his setup looks great, and this was before we even talked to you.
I just sent the link in the private chat.
Okay, sure.
And like I said, it's only one video on there, and that video is not that good because I was just trying to work out the stream and everything, and I had some problems with it, but by doing the record only feature, I've worked out a lot of the kinks that I had at first. And then plus I got a different computer. I have an M1 now.
Hey, awesome.
Yep, I have an M1. So there's like I still have my my Mac Mini 2012.
Okay. Oh yeah,
16.
Oh no, they're like night and day.
Yeah, it's night and day. And I was working with that. I wouldn't even be able to hook up this camera, at all. I wouldn't even be able to hook up this camera. Oh, okay.
You got so much love here from like the community.
I love.
Oh, thanks, man. This is really encouraging.
So the question I have for you is: are you going to use this same setup for your daily devotionals and all the videos that you're going to be doing?
Yes, just different overlays. When I go into the Bible scriptures, I have like a certain overlay. Man, I don't even think I can show it now, of course not. But
you could share your screen if you open like another YouTube tab, or sorry, YouTube tab. Open up another StreamYard tab.
Okay.
For your own broadcast, mute yourself on that broadcast.
Okay.
And I think it'll work. I gotta say, I'm looking at his channel, and I think his artwork's actually pretty good.
Thanks.
I have a little feedback on it, but I think it looks good so far.
Okay, thank you for that.
So here, is there a stream? Oh, and does your stream have an overlay in it? Because I can also just like play that a little bit and take a look.
No, it's I believe it does, but like I said, that's off my older computer. Since I changed computers, I'm doing like A-okay. I wouldn't be able to do none of this stuff. It seems, I guess. I don't know. But you say go to StreamYard and do the
log into your own account. Yeah. Like, so if you log into your own StreamYard account and then do a share screen, you'll pop up backstage for me and I can share that screen.
Okay.
So,
and do I create a broadcast?
Nope. You just you could go into a past one actually if you want to. Just go into past broadcast.
Okay.
While you're doing that,
while you're doing that, I love the banner. Banner's great. You've got all your stuff on the right hand side, and you've got your Facebook and your social there. You're very well centered on the banner. The only thing that I would at least give you a recommendation on your thumbnails, flip the words and your picture. So have your picture on the right side, because when he hovers over, YouTube puts a lot of stuff on the right hand side. So when you see it on the screen,
right.
when you're on the search, your words are going to get blurred. So if you switch it over and put your picture, it's okay if we blur our pictures. What you want the user to see is, hey, I've got a virtual Bible teaching. Okay, join us for that.
Okay.
So then the other thing I would say, and this is more like this is just my initial impressions. Okay.
Eric, I think you lost your sound. I think he lost his. Did he?
No, I quite.
Oh.
So my recommendation actually is I'm just gonna say this. I get the feeling that like your channel, my initial impressions upon just seeing it, I feel like it sort of seems like a real estate channel. That's without reading anything. And here's the things that I see. And again, I want to make sure, like, if you have YouTube, like, I want to make sure we also get you over to the YouTube channel review show as well when we do that. But what I see here is I see the welcome sign, for example, like almost like I'm like hanging my like hat on like I have, like, if you're a real estate agent, that's sort of like what kind of I'm seeing. And then I'm seeing the suit, and for me visually, I'm putting 2 and 2 together, and that's what's coming across to me.
The welcome sign is what I think that the welcome hanging sign in the suit. Yeah.
Yeah. That's again, initial impressions.
Okay.
Here's the thing. You can experiment with different like thumbnails. So if you use like a tool, like a TubeBuddy or something like that, they have the ability to A/B split test. Like we use this on our YouTube channel. We have the ability to A/B split test thumbnails. So for example, you could go with something, again, you don't want to change like 10 elements. You want to change, like, maybe have one normal view and then one that is like totally different. For example, like you could start out with doing A/B split testing of have you on the left versus on the right, see which it will automatically, like, you can set it to pick the one that gets the most statistical like views. And so you'd be able to like have it automatically change based off of you uploading 2 thumbnails. The other thing you can also do is you could, if you want to take it even totally further, you could do an A/B, and the A is the exact same design like right now with you on one side or whatever. And then B is a totally different one without the welcome sign and a totally different getup, anything like that.
Okay. Sounds good.
I would recommend testing though. What are there any other good, let's see. What other questions do you have for us, by the way? Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I had thought about that too, because I did a lot of stuff in Canva. And some of my latest banners, it doesn't have like the welcome on there, because when I looked at that, I'm like, welcome. So yeah, that's one of the things. Now with the suit, I kind of like wanted the suit to kind of be like my, especially with the shows, I kind of like wanted that to be my little trademark or whatever. But at the same time, I do want people to feel relaxed when they, watch the streaming and everything. So I've been thinking about just doing what I used to do on Facebook. I used to just have a T-shirt on, with like a V-neck, nice T-shirt, and I do have thumbnails like that too, where I have the T-shirt on and I'm pointing to the title of the actual.
So you're doing like,
yeah, stuff like that.
yeah. Okay. No. Here's the thing. The other thing I think I would also make sure to look at is who's your and this applies to everyone who's streaming. Who is your audience that you're going after? So
well, yeah, that's a part that I got too. Like when I was on Facebook, and I know things probably wind up being different with YouTube, but with Facebook, my audience was like pretty much regular churchgoers, and some people wasn't churchgoers. I mean, people that just want a inspirational message, because I talk a lot about the physical, mental, and spiritual health. That is like a big thing that I talk about, in a biblical way. So a lot of people gravitate to that, and whatever audience that gravitates to that, I guess I gotta start knowing my audience. That's the point.
You just gave your mission vision statement there. The physical, mental, everything that you said. Put that on your banner. That's what you do. Make sure your audience knows that's who you are. You put that up there. It's going to attract the people. It's going to attract the right audience. It's going to attract the audience that's going to come every day and every week.
All right. I believe that.
And the other thing also is this, like, the reason I ask about like who's your audience, and you sort of mentioned this. So for example, if you have the churchgoer that's tuning in, and this also applies to your background, by the way, as well. So is your audience, are they the audience that they like to see you as a pastor in a suit and tie, for example?
Yeah, that's what I've been wrestling back and forth with. But when I was on Facebook, it was just basically I had just a shirt, and
try that. Do a video with a thumbnail with you in your suit. Do another video with you in casual clothing. See which one does best. Which people they respond to you, and ask the questions on Facebook, on Twitter, on any other social media. Which one did you like the most?
Right.
Cue off your audience. Yep. And don't be afraid to ask your audience. Here's the other thing. Like, leverage your audience. Like, leverage them in a good way. But leverage your audience. Like, don't forget about them. Don't abandon them. Like, if they want to know, like if you want to know something, don't be afraid to ask them, because here's what you're going to find. You're also going to find who your all-stars are in your community. You're going to find the people that are support, they're going to be, it's not to say people don't support you, but you're going to find out who your cheerleaders are, the people who are like, they'll go to bat for you. They'll talk about you. They'll talk you up to their like friends, for example, to recommend you to other people. And by you asking those questions, it gives you the ability to also engage with them, so that as you engage more with them, for example, after this show, Eric and I are going to chat for a couple minutes, for example.
Yeah.
And so like, again, because it's like, for example, we've had Eric on before, but like, I'm like, oh, hey, everybody seems to like Eric, for example. Like, so for example, if I'm ever like, hey, Eric, I can't do the show this week, I might ask Eric to run it, for example, or so forth. So
Eric's the man.
So make sure you ask your audience. Let me see if there's any other really good feedback from people here, actually.
The feedback's been good. They say, cool channel, Pastor Tory. people are asking for your YouTube channel, so I think we posted it on the chat.
Oh man, that's pretty cool.
It's very, very good. I think try different things. Don't be afraid to experiment is the big thing. Experiment. Put it on the left side, put it on the right side, change it. You know, once you find your groove, you ask the people, tell them, you're going to find who your ardent supporters are going to be there. They're going to tell you, I like this, I don't like this. Sometimes they're, you know, very direct, but, you know, that's what you want. You want to find your ardent supporters versus your lukewarm supporters versus your people that are just. So ask them, get them in there. You know, you're a pastor, get them motivated.
Yeah. Now with the daily devotionals that I wanted to do, it is like a daily word. Do you think I should do those streaming live? I do have I can stream those live, but they would be short, you know, probably like about less than 10 minutes.
So I got two things here. So I tried this on my channel, and my results will not be your results. Okay. Maybe they're different, but I do news, breaking news when there's you know, cyber crime or a cyber hack or a data breach or something that's affecting the community. I used to go live as soon as these things happened. I would tell my audience what it is. I found that those were not as effective, so I started recording them and posting them as recordings. And I found in my community that the difference was night and day. So now when I do my dailies, I do it as a video, editing, go out there. But try it. But what I did was I tried it. So good.
Man, that's real good feedback. Thanks.
Fantastic. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring on a couple other people. If you have any other questions or anything you want to come back on, let us know. You're welcome to join back again with us.
Thanks.
But this
thanks a whole lot.
Anytime. I gotta say, my piece of advice for you would be keep up the great work. Your background's looking really good. Again, that could also become your brand colors, by the way. So
yeah, those are actually my brand colors. And now I'm trying to transfer everything over to my banners now.
Okay.
When I'm on Canva.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Very
Thank
cool.
you for that.
Thank you. Okay. Bye. Okay, we got a couple more people. You still good, Eric?
Let's go.
Okay. Next up, let's do this. We got 10 minutes on the clock for you. We're going to bring up Wealth Engineering. Are you good to come on? Okay.
So you need a ding on the end of the timer.
Yeah, I haven't quite figured that out. I gotta. Yeah. Again, small steps here. Working on this. So, Wealth Engineering, how we doing?
Very good here. How are you guys doing?
Very good. Very good. Your audio sounds really good, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm trying. I'm just setting up this new studio here.
Okay.
And actually, I was the one asking you about your setups, Christian, because one of your setup is actually my dream. I want to have something like that. And when I saw Pastor Tory, I was like, yeah, this is exactly the look I'm going for. Okay. But I have a small room here and not much background, so I'm gonna have to do something with lights and like something with a leader. But for now, I'm just starting. I want to start with live streams. And then yes, I get it going with a webcam, with a mic, and it's going great so far. I started this Monday. I signed up with live StreamYard, and awesome. I launched 2 streams already. And yeah, so my questions were basically I just started. One of the challenge I guess I have now is the most people I was able to get on a live stream all at once was 7. I also tried to do a live stream in YouTube and Facebook. And I think the most I got for that one was like 4. So I'm learning little tricks I can do, kind of like set the reminder. And you mentioned that earlier today, set the reminder like 4 days or 3 days in advance. So I'm definitely going to do that. But I was wondering, like for new live streamers, do you have any tips on what they can do to kind of like bring more viewers in their live stream?
Eric, you want to take that one?
All right, I'll take that one while you keep on rolling in the back. All right, so First of all, don't be afraid to live stream to 0 viewers. Okay. Remember, on YouTube, the live stream doesn't count. Okay. The time that you're on really doesn't count. It's the engagement. What you want to do is get comfortable talking to your audience. I've had streams where the topic was not very interesting and there was 4 or 5 people. I've had streams that had 50, 100 people. So don't be afraid of that metric of 0 viewers. It's what you do with the video afterward. So take it, split it. We talked about getting snippets of the thing. Put it out there. One stream could be 10 different videos if you snip them very well. I have a friend who has another channel called StudioSec. I had an interview with him for 1 hour. He created 10 videos off of that interview. So use those different things there. How to get more viewers. Remember, use your social media strategy. Use your Twitter. Use your Facebook. Put your announcements there. Have your community reshare that. Build an admin supporter community that's going to say, hey, Eric is going to be live on Wednesday. Let's all share. I've got a group of about 25 people that reshare and repost every week. And they're the ones that show up. They're the ones that bring somebody. So use your community. That's the best way to start growing your.
Understood. That's great tips. And another question I had for you guys is, I was also thinking of different ways I can try to bring more people in. And I was wondering, and I know when you do you schedule your streams, it shows up on YouTube and people can click that to set a reminder. So I was wondering, is there a way that you can use that function right there, kind of like as a paid ad, and you link that with, let's say, a clip of saying, hey, this is what we're going to talk about. Click it right here. And then and it would kind of like set people with a reminder so that, and link with the paid ad so that, hey, if they're watching it on their phone, they can set a reminder, and then YouTube will let them know when I'm going live. So I was wondering, I was thinking, I mean, I just thought of that this morning, but I was thinking of have you heard of a strategy like that? If so, like, how would you implement something like that?
So StreamYard, when you create the stream, when you set up your stream, say, I want it to go to YouTube, to Facebook, to Twitch, whatever your strategy is. Once it creates it, I always go to those particular platforms. I take those links from those particular platforms, and then I share it as posts in other platforms.
Okay.
Or if I want to create a paid ad, I create it with that link. So StreamYard helps you create that initial stream, take that stream that you created in that platform, and then take it to the masses. So yes, you could use it. But that functionality that StreamYard has, where you don't have to go to each platform and set up, that's wonderful, and it saves me a lot of time.
Understood. Definitely, I'm going to try that and in a couple streams and see how that goes. But yes, definitely a lot of things to work with. Just started. Again, I thank you for Charles. He's not here now, but he was giving the shout out at the beginning of the stream. So I just started. It's very interesting. And definitely one of the things I love about streaming is the engaging with the audience live. That kind of like feeds the content. And as people are watching it, I noticed definitely my watch time increased since the last 2 streams I've done versus making 10-minute videos. That's what I've been doing before, making 10 minutes videos, but I transitioned to live streaming, and I definitely prefer that. I also started doing the video clips as well. I'm trying to post something every day, so definitely I have clip bits of the streams I do. I invite guests, and then I put them. I do the video clips as well. So yes, that's definitely a great way to have multiple usage for one single stream, and I'm really enjoying that so far.
And
wonderful.
Just
keep on doing what you're doing.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. And again, I mean, also don't worry about like if you're doing something and like say there's other channels that are growing faster than yours, things like that. Values in the replay, and if you want to grow faster, the other thing you could also do is consider networking. Networking is going to be key. Network with other people, even in your industry, or network with other people who are smarter than you at something, and have them actually, like, in a way, you work together to build one another up versus being competitors.
Of course, I agree.
We have a group of about 15 security streamers. We work together all the time, and we go on each other's shows, and we, push each other. So if you want to go far, go with a group. Support
Yeah,
your
actually, I definitely started doing that. The first guest I had, I actually met them on another platform, and then they're really helping me. And I found someone else to join in for for 2 other streamings. They're already booking 2 other streamings with me, so I'm definitely gonna try to implement that. I just have to find another group where I can do similar, get similar networking. But yes, I definitely appreciate that because that's been so far it's been doing great for my channel.
Awesome. Well, keep up the good work. If you want to come back on while we're still here for a little bit longer, feel free to come back. Okay.
No worries. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. So, Eric, I think you wanted me to bring up we had a question, right?
Adam exploit. I couldn't type it quickly.
I think it was this one, right?
Yes, that's the one.
Do me a favor. Feel free to take that.
Okay.
What do you recommend?
So I have a lot of them. I've tried a lot of them out there. So free, simple, inexpensive, KineMaster, Mojo, InShot, BN, Fonto, Rush. There are so many of them. And here's what I learned. Okay. It doesn't matter which one you pick as long as it works for you. Try them all. You've got the Resolve, Resolve, right?
Resolve, yes.
Resolve. You've got the Rush, you've got the Adobe Crowd, you've got the iMovie one. Find them, try them, see which one works best for you. I will tell you, all my videos are done with Adobe Rush. That's the I call it the idiot-proof Adobe Premiere. So I use those for my videos because I don't have to do all the fancy cinematography. So find the one that works for you and your style of video. But there's mobile, there's on your computer, there's for Mac, there's for Windows. Find the one that works for you.
Yep. Excellent suggestions there. Okay, so let's see who else we have. We've got a couple more people. There's a few people backstage, by the way. If you're backstage and your camera's not on, just put the camera on. Otherwise, we aren't going to bring you on. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so we've got Coylan's going to come on, and then we're going to start the timer back. Okay, so let me get the timer pulled up. Okay. Okay, timer's ready. Coylan, you ready to come on? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, Coylan's going to come on. Okay, so we got Coylan. How are we doing, Coylan?
I'm not sure. That's a bad start. Came in and Eric came on kind of around Stream Deck, but also it's kind of a similar enough thing. I just wanted to use them.
Time out. So, Coylan, do me a favor. Refresh your screen. Something happened. Your audio, you sound like a robot. You definitely don't look like a robot, but you sound like a robot. Refresh, and let's see if we can bring you back in.
Check out the chat right now. Bot audio.
Yes.
I know he was saying Eric something, so I really wanted
that too. Yeah.
What he's saying.
Okay. So let's see if let's bring him back. It's still delayed. It's like robotic and delayed. And
can you hear me okay now?
Badly.
Oh, at the end, he sounds
weird.
Oh, there he. Colin.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yes, Coylan.
Oh, okay. That's very odd. That has never happened before.
Hmm.
I'm on my iPad, so that's
maybe one of the reasons why I'm not normally using it. Yeah, sorry, what I was saying anyway. Charles had popped off and you popped on, but it was around Stream Deck, but then you mentioned Touch Portal, Eric, which is a similar enough thing. I'm wondering if it's possible to program them so I'm able to bring an overlay on screen and maybe switch from a 2-cam to a 3-cam, bringing someone in at the same time, because the delays I'm doing everything manually at the moment, and it can delay by a couple of seconds. And also the muscle memory, sometimes I might press the wrong overlay or whatever. So
using Touch Portal or using Stream Deck, right now StreamYard is working on getting that interaction between the two. Okay, if you're using a separate program like an OBS or Streamlabs or Melon or whatever the other ones are, you know, like I use OBS, so I can switch my camera.
Yeah, like Christian, I'm in Christian's boat. I'm just allergic to OBS, and it's not. It just doesn't. I have it, but there's reasons why I don't use it. It gets too clunky, to be honest.
Right now, Stream Deck and StreamYard don't connect.
Right.
Technically, yes, and technically no, because I've seen people who have managed to do stuff. Officially,
so
yes, unofficially no. Or sorry, unofficially, I'm the other way around.
So yes, there are people that have done it, but the problem that they're going to run into is that like we change things all the time. And so it breaks what it potentially breaks what they're doing. So if they're into like tinkering and doing edits and things like that, it could actually like it could work. And then like maybe a week or two later, or maybe it's a month, it may not work. So
does ManyCam have, I know myself and Christian have talked about ManyCam before. I haven't had the chance to fully explore it yet, but would that be something that I could possibly use to achieve what I'm saying? Or
what are you trying to do? What do you mean?
Yeah, so basically say going from a 2-cam, so it's mainly actually from a 1-cam to a 2-cam, where I've the person full screen, then a guest appears, and I want to change an overlay at the same time to reflect that, or the background perhaps. Like I'm trying to figure out what kind of hack I might be able to use, if one exists.
So I think you'd have to be inside of ManyCam, streaming from ManyCam. Now the good thing is there are different like scenes you can set up. Like, so
do I have to bring in all my guests into ManyCam for that then?
Right. So according to JVlog here as well, like ManyCam will allow you to bring as many cams as you want. So like you do it in ManyCam, and then your camera source in StreamYard is ManyCam. In my case, I'm not doing it that way because I want the timer on one thing and I want my main camera as another. And if I brought them both at the same time, I can't mute one and unmute. I can't mute one and not the other. And then I can only have one camera source at that point. So yeah.
So if I had to guess I'm just thinking of what I could do in StreamYard. I'd have to move the guests. In ManyCam, I'd have to move the layers. So basically I'm pressing ManyCam and StreamYard at the same time then.
Say that again. It was cutting out.
Yeah, so I'm just thinking if I'm going from say a one person full screen and they've come in on StreamYard and their camera, and then the second person is also on StreamYard, I'm having if I use ManyCam and StreamYard, I'd have to do my graphics in ManyCam and my guests on StreamYard, or do I need to bring all the guests in some way into ManyCam?
So I'm going to bring up JVlog's comment here. It says you use ManyCam as a virtual camera. The overlays are only applicable to you, the owner, not to your guest.
Yeah,
so like
no, that's what I was thinking.
Guests of the show need to be doing that.
Yeah, there's no way I can apply all the overlays to everybody unless I'm doing everything in StreamYard with the few seconds of a delay while I'm switching from an overlay for one person to an overlay for two people, for instance.
Yeah. I think the other thing is going to be like to kind of keep it simple. Like, what's the goal? Like, okay, so is it because you want to try to automate something? What's your thought process?
Yeah, so it's basically the graphics might. I was thinking of it with backgrounds, and then I was thinking of it with overlays, and certain graphics might need to be on the screen the whole time. So the overlay might be containing the same graphics at the top of the screen for everybody, so there being the two different overlay versions.
Right.
But because the second person coming on screen shifts the first person on screen, then certain other elements might have to move into different places. So that would be why I'd need a second overlay.
Yeah. So this is what I would actually look at doing. So if you go on the StreamYard YouTube channel, look at the YouTube channel reviews show.
Yeah.
And you'll see so they basically they have an overlay and then they're switching between things. I think part of it's going to come down to your design of your overlay. So for example, you'll see that they have some lights that go around the top, and the lights might go all the way around. But then what they may do is they may say, hey, you know what? We have a 2-shot. They may not bring 3 people on, for example, or 4 people or whatever. And so their design is designed to stick with those views. Does that make sense?
Within the background. Yeah.
Right. So I would recommend checking that one out because you could glean some things from them, I think, on how they're using it.
Have you any ideas, actually, just kind of very finally, I'm very much a person for sticking to time. I think it's the radio background, but the overlays when you have a 4-person setup and keeping them neat.
Say they Eric, you want to jump?
Yeah, so say you have a 4, so say, okay, we have the 4-person setup right now, but you want to put in some branding, where is obviously we've got our duck, but I'm just kind of thinking something that's not that square kind of logo-y thing, because we don't necessarily have a logo for the show that I'm doing.
So there's 2 things. On StreamYard, you can do an overlay. So the overlay will always show on the screen, and you can have an overlay for 4 cameras or 5 cameras or
no, I know that. I'm just kind of thinking what kind of
banner.
Sorry, I'm not making my sense. What kind of the dimensions of something where you're not cutting across too much into a person's camera on screen, if you get me. Would something perhaps a square in the center, if you have a 4-camera set? I'm mainly thinking of a 4-camera shot where the real estate is a lot taken up by the cameras and there isn't much to play with. I'm just wondering if you'd have any suggestions, kind of.
So number 1, if you go to the frequently asked questions on StreamYard, on the help function, you've got the functions. You've got the actual dimensions of all these overlays. You can find them there. That's number 1. Number 2, when you add, a banner or any other device to this. So, for instance, if Christian just uses a question that's on or a sample chat, it will move all the cameras as well. So you have to be careful.
Yes. Yeah. No, I've got that. Yeah.
Okay. I have shows that I've had 8 people at the same time, and that becomes very challenging. So what I do is, on certain areas, I have certain overlays, and on other ones, I have different ones. So yes, you have to play with it. And you can record your own to StreamYard, and that's a good thing about the record function on StreamYard. You can try different things without going live.
Great suggestions. 8 seconds. I love my part.
And
anything to add, Christian?
Again, I think the key thing would be like you're gonna have to test it out. And then the other thing also I want to just bring up Jay Vlog's comment here is set up your overlays beforehand, like a 2 or 5 person, and then know what kind of show you're doing. Because here's the thing. You can get like you can have 4 people, 3 people, 2 people, whatever. Like that's why I was referencing that other stream. If you watch the YouTube channel reviews one, because it'll like give you some food for thought to kind of think about what they're doing and why they're doing certain views. So for example, they're focusing on the content. They're not necessarily focusing on the overlays as much.
Yeah.
So
I'm thinking, yeah, I was just kind of thinking as well, overlays for branding purposes as well. But then I kind of subscribe to the line of thought that if someone's in your show and they're watching it already, do you need to really go overkill with branding all of the time either? You probably don't exactly. So
I will say this. My last point here, I think, is that you can go over, like you can do overkill on your branding. And I think what the problem is that a lot of people do that. They tend to like try to have like a whole bunch of like scene switches and things like that. And it's like, there are like, just because you have 7 different options doesn't mean you need to use all 7. You may only use 1 or 2. And you just kind of have to think about like how that's going to work.
The other thing, very, very quickly, you showed a gizmo or something earlier for using an iPad as a second or third screen.
Yeah. Yes. This.
What was that?
It's called the Luna display.
Luna display.
Yeah. So it's like I think it's like maybe $70 or $100, I think. And basically it's just a little dongle plugs in your computer. It's got some software that you can run on the device. And then basically it can use the device as an additional display. So for example, it could be using an iPad as an additional display, using an old Mac that you have as an additional display.
Brilliant stuff.
Awesome.
Thanks so much, guys.
Cool. Anytime.
Talk to you soon, Christian. Take it easy.
Thanks,
bye.
Will.
Thanks, Eric.
Bye.
Nice to meet you. Bye.
Okay. So we've got, looks like 2 more people, and then we're going to do a giveaway. Okay. Let me get our timer set back up. By the way, if you all are enjoying this stream, like, let us know.
I don't see very many likes, so why don't we all click on that like button just to make me happy? Go ahead. I want to see that number grow.
Absolutely. Before we move into bringing up John Troncali, we do have a question. Erica is asking, does StreamYard allow you to have a 4-person view without using OBS or something like that? If you only have 3 people on it, for instance, you could substitute a slide for the 4th person. Go ahead, John. Or John. Go ahead, Eric.
Well, you didn't get it wrong because my name's Eric John. So
good.
All right. So StreamYard, depends on your account type that you have, will allow you to have up to 10 people on screen or 10 boxes on screen.
Okay.
So you can have 4 or 5. If you go into my channel, my 500 subscriber show, we had 8 YouTubers on a screen. I was pretty busy, but it will allow you to do that. And then when you want to show something or share your screen, that's another display. So you can have a line of like 5 or 6 people on the side and a display on the middle. So yeah, Erica, it does allow you a lot of stuff. So
the one question I guess I have, the other part to her question is, so she's asking, can you have a 4-person view without using OBS or something like that if you only have 3 people? So I guess the question is like, why would you want to have 4 boxes of people? Like, so for example, if I brought John and I brought Coil and End, for example, I've got 4 people on screen. However, I guess why would the only reason John, I'll bring you right back, by the way. The only reason I'm doing the like timer, for example, as a separate box, and I'm using another software to bring that in, is because it's additional functionality I want to have. I guess like if you have 3 people, why would you not just want to have 3 people like this, for example? Like what's the point of having 4? That's kind of what I would like to know. So yeah, what is the thought process, I guess, behind that? Because the other thing you can do is if you use the 6th view that's on here. So for example, John, do me a favor, drop me your YouTube link real quick in the comments. I'm going to put that in here. In the private chat, by the way.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, so let me see if I can get this real quick. Yes, Moto Mining. Yes, we're still going. We are wrapping up soon, but we are here. You know, I'm going to use Eric's. I'm going to bring up Eric's channel because I'm waiting for John to put his in. But so
stay tuned, guys, because we're going to do the giveaway for puddles here soon. So stay tuned.
So what I would say is this. So like, I'm going to bring this in. For example, if I were sharing Eric's channel here, and let's say I had 3 people or 4 people, for example, on here, that's going to allow me to have 4 channels. And so basically I'm using that 6th view that's on your channel, or sorry, on your streamer dashboard. So is that kind of what you're looking for?
So Erica, did that answer your question? Let us know in the chat.
Okay. So with that, I'm going to bring up Mr. John Troncali. And then John, do me a favor. I think you gave me, you gave me your YouTube channel. Let me pull that up as well while we're doing this. Okay. So we're going to bring on John. John's been on the show quite a bit. John, it's good to have you join us. How you doing?
Are you sure? Are you sure?
We're ready now. Yes. We're all ready for it. And I got to start the timer. 10-minute timer starting now.
All right. Well, first off, how do I get the duck, that gift? Is that exclusive for you guys only?
What, this one?
Which one? The Halloween one?
Yes, the Halloween one, the gift.
No, all you have to do actually, so
is that in the
it's in the assets folder we sent.
Okay. Okay.
Do you have access to that? Do you have a bookmark?
I think I do. I've only downloaded one thing from there, and now that I see the duck, I want the duck. I want puddles.
The duck and the cat.
And the cat.
Hit us with the cat.
Yeah, give me both of those. Real quick question answer for wealth engineering that was on prior. What I found that works really great is start a Facebook group page dedicated to your channel. And I use it all the time. I run polls on there. I can get an idea what kind of guests my actual fan base wants to see. So that's just an idea I throw out there to you if you really wanted to kind of dedicate one page just to your channel. It works really, really well. Second, this is the big one, and I don't know if other YouTubers are having the same issue. How do I keep Hitler off my YouTube page in comments? I don't know if anyone has noticed, but Hitler is out there now. He's attacking everybody's pages, and I can't seem to get rid of this guy.
Oh dear. So we get into the cyber side of the house here.
Yeah, it's gotten bad. It's gotten really, really bad.
So in your settings, in your YouTube settings, you can do in the community tab on your channel. You know, you go to your channel, you go to community tab. You have blocked words and blocked users.
Oh,
you can actually block the word
Hitler. You can say it.
Instant portal or any of the other bad words in there. Put it in there. It won't appear in your chat, in your in your comments.
Yeah, it's gotten terrible, and they're very creative. So once I block them, they seem to come back with the same screen name with just an added letter to the end of it. So it's like they're well prepared, and they could really screw up a stream. I don't know. They'll especially your chat.
And this is for another show, but have moderators.
I do
on your stuff, and then just go ahead and there you go.
Yeah,
the moderators help you battle the trolling bots.
And then the other thing you could also do is in your YouTube settings, go in there and also set up like hold comments for moderation or things like that as well.
Yeah,
I know I realize it slows things down and whatnot, but that could be the responsibility of that person. You know, the moderator.
Right. Well, they call them wrenches, I think, on YouTube. They're wrenches. So, yeah, I mean, even with I have on the big channel, I have 1, 2, 3, 5 wrenches in there, and we still can't keep up with it. That's how bad it is. They just seem actually, they're probably using bots to do it. So they can hit you with 25 comments in your chat box within seconds, and it's usually a group of them. So it's just like bam, bam, bam. So even with the wrenches, but I like the idea. I didn't know that I could actually put in keywords like they have on our Facebook group pages that I run. You can actually add keywords to to it, that or whatever they're called.
Yep.
That or anytime someone writes that word in your group, it gives you a notice.
And after you set up your stream on StreamYard, move over to the settings on YouTube, and in there for the live, stream, you have settings that you can set for moderation as with block words and things.
Okay, that's pretty much it. That's all I had. That's the only problem I'm having is the chat. And I don't want to take that element away from the live show, because it's the most important part of the show is the live chat. And at any given time, there could be, the other problem is that with that channel, the big channel that I run, there could be, 300-400 people in there. So that's the other, that's why we,
Bouncer. You need a big bouncer like me.
I just gotten to the point where, well, the reason I'm getting upset is some of our viewers are leaving because we're not able to handle it quick enough, and they don't want to read those comments. So they get pissed off, they get angry, and they leave. So that's why we've trying to figure out a different way around it.
Moderation.
And yeah, I like the point. Yeah, again, talking about moderation. Jules saying moderators will help set keywords for blocking, even abbreviations. That's another thing.
Yeah.
For example, you could that's one thing. And then I think the other thing also to keep in mind in terms of having that happen. Why don't you even mention it? You don't have to mention the channel by name, but you could also like when you come on your stream, you could say hey guys, hey everyone, you may have noticed the last few shows we've had, we've had a few unsavory characters show up or something like that. And then, and just let them know, and then just encourage them hey, you know what? Don't leave, for example, things like that. We're doing our best to try to manage this. You guys can maybe take that angle. So.
Yeah, well, some of the people weren't just getting upset because their questions was getting lost, and that was upsetting them, because they would come in with a question, but then right after their question, 60 comments came in really quick, even in slow mode. We'd slow the chat down, but because they're hitting it so hard that that question gets completely lost, or we don't catch it. Even with 5 of us, we don't catch it sometimes. And then so we've been kind of trying to figure out how to handle it. We report each and every single comment on there, and we block that person. But like I said, they come back with Hitler whatever, and then one extra letter to their name.
Reach out to me, because you have a larger problem than just bots and trolls that normal streamers have.
Yeah.
So reach out to me. All my
he at least he froze in a decent position. He doesn't look.
Yeah,
he didn't do.
Yeah. Again, I mean, the key thing is going to be doing your best you can to control it. I think you got some good advice here to start with.
Yeah. I mean, it is a controversial topic, that page.
Right.
It's vaping, so I get a little hell for that, but we get a couple of those people on there as well. But from what I've noticed, it seems to me no human possibly could type that fast.
Yeah, chances are it's a bot of some sort, but definitely maybe reach out to Eric on that one. He might have some other suggestions. So awesome.
That's it. And if you can, send me the link for that. I'd love to use that on my Halloween special that I got coming up, and it'd be kind of cool to have Puddles with that hat.
Awesome. Yeah, let me see if I can. Okay, so he's probably gonna come back here in a second. Let me do this. Let me see if I can get you that link.
Yeah,
I know we have in the Facebook group. I know we have a pinned post, I think, on it. Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, here you go. I'll put this link in the chat right now, and this is a direct link. These are October assets, and they're in there. Okay.
All right. Are you going to put that in the on the YouTube side or the Facebook side?
I put them on both, actually.
Okay. I see it. Well, thank you, Christian. Appreciate your help. Yeah, that's the only issue I'm having. Everything else is working smoothly. Cameras, everything works great, and it's just that part of the YouTube side of it has just been driving us crazy.
Yeah.
And they're following me from show to show. I do 3 shows.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like they're targeting all. I don't know if they're targeting. I have some people saying that they're targeting a lot of different shows, but they seem to be on all 3 of my shows, and it's been really, really hard to kind of handle.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
So,
that's it. And I want. If you can, send me the link for that. I'd love to use that on my Halloween special that I got coming up, and it'd be kind of cool to have Puddles with that hat.
Yeah, it's hard to, like, again, I think like reach out to Eric on that one. He might have some suggestions. And don't forget, like, you could also just reach out to YouTube directly as well and see if there's something going on.
We did. Yeah, we did.
So, but
yeah.
it's gonna be, you have to keep doing it. It's like one time's not gonna do it.
Yeah.
So just keep
yeah,
okay.
I'm glad I didn't know about adding those keywords. So I'm going to go and do that like right now. So thank you, Christian. You guys have a good weekend. Thanks again. Thank you, StreamYard.
Anytime. Thanks, John. Bye. Okay, so hopefully, Eric's gonna come back in and join me, by the way. So let me set up my timer. I got like, I think we have one other person set to come on. At least that's how many people we have back in the backstage. And then we're gonna do a giveaway. So let me just look through the comments real quick, see if there's anything I've missed. And then we'll bring on, so news platform, do me a favor, put your question in the private chat for me. So that way we know, and also put your name in there. Okay. Let me just look through these. So again, I like the idea of, if you have a YouTube channel, for example, or any channel, or even a Facebook page, like, you want to make sure you have moderators. And how do you identify some of those moderators? If your budget allows it, hire somebody. That's all they do. The other option is, obviously is, you could also find some of your most excited, most energetic fans, like the people who are always supporting your channel, and see about maybe bringing them on as well. That's also an option as well. So you could have them help you with that as well if you need to. So Eric says he will be back in a second, but let's see. So let's give him let's give him like 30 seconds. Kamari, by the way, you are backstage, but your camera's not on, so you need to turn your camera on for us to bring you on. That's just a rule we like to have. Did you have a question, Kamari? If you do me a favor, put it in the comments so we know what we actually would be answering. That would be helpful. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring on news platform while we're waiting here, and then we'll start the timer. So news platform, how are we doing?
Hi, Christian.
Hi. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Welcome. Thanks to you that you let me join. So
anytime. Yeah.
So my question is that, like, Eric was there before. So how do we put that video on the background in the green screen, like Eric did?
So what Eric's doing is Eric is using OBS for that. So he's got OBS set up. In OBS, he's doing all of the, he's got the green screen feature in OBS. So he's got the background, he's got his camera source. So that's all strictly OBS. Okay.
So like we put picture, like I have done this one.
Yep.
So like we do picture in the background from the from the StreamYard itself.
Right.
So can't we do that with the video also?
So in StreamYard, we only support the static image in the background. So if you're using the green screen feature under cam mic and then green screen, for example, I'll throw this one on, you'll have the ability, I can I can put a still image in. I can't put a video in the background. Okay.
Yes.
Does that make sense? And then, but in order to do what Eric was doing, is Eric had, here, let me turn this off. So in order to do what Eric was doing, he had OBS. In OBS, he set that up in there, and then he brought his camera source in. Heck, I could even do the same thing in Manicam as well if I wanted to. Oh, here's Eric. Hold on. Eric, got a question for you. Can you talk about how you did the green screen, please?
Eric.
Oh, and Eric, you have no audio.
I am sorry, guys. I had a lightning strike about very close to our house. All the power went down. So my apologies to you guys.
No worries. Okay. So he wants to know, and by the way, what's your name again?
My name is Abhay.
Abhay?
And I'm from news platform, from the team news platform.
Okay. Got it. So he wants to know, how do you do the video background? So for example,
So the video background. So like I mentioned earlier, what I have is I have my my virtual source or my virtual camera on OBS. That's my main camera on StreamYard. Okay, so that's how I do that. In OBS, I just load a video asset, okay, video background, and I put it down under my camera. So as you can see behind me, I have a video one, but if I turn that off, I can go ahead and turn that off and put a picture.
Still image.
Yes, from Puerto Rico. I can do that directly in OBS, turn off my sources and put a video source as that. And that's how I get a video background.
Makes
Okay.
sense.
And my next question is that how do you convert the format of image? Like if I want it to be from JPG to another format, how do you change it?
So
there's
if I
various
wanna,
programs online. Go ahead.
yeah, are you on a Mac or PC?
It's an Windows.
Okay. So, I mean, for the most part, you can. So, one thing you can do is you can just try to open the program, for example. Just open the program, like open the image and then just do an export of the image. And for example, if it's a JPG, you can do export and then that will let you then select the different file type you want to convert it to. There's also other online tools. Just look up, like, for example, like if you're using like a PC, you could try Pixlr, Pixlr. That's, I think, a free option. You could use that, and that would allow you to typically do a conversion of an image. And I think those are both, that's a free option. There are online solutions. I would be careful with like if it's like Canva, if you're using like Canva, you could open an image and save it as something else. That's okay. But if it's like an online conversion where you upload an image and then it's going to do a conversion and spit it out and things like that, I would try to avoid those kinds of things. If it's not like a well-recognized, like known product. So yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay, and I would like to give you a suggestion. Like,
Yeah, sure.
why don't you add some like audio features that sound effect we can add in our live streams?
I can take that down as a feature request. Actually, I'll take it right now. It's a feature request. And part of the reason, yeah, go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, and that's been asked a lot on the
Like whenever a window come for a person, so we can have a sound effect like ta-da, and the clapping sounds and like that features. So it will be a kind of interactive for the viewers that are watching. And
I will say this. One thing about that is part of that's a licensing thing. So like the sound effects do have to be like even if it's a sound effect, it has to be licensed. And so then it comes down to like how much, it's not sort of cost thing, but it's like how much, like there are costs associated with licensing a sound effect, for example. If it's a clap, for example, somebody creates a clap, then you want to make sure that, like, you know, again, if you want to like have clapping sound, then it has to potentially be paid for. Which, I mean, you basically need to like, go ahead.
You should have the right for it.
Right. What I'm saying is like you have to pay for the license for it. So for example, you may add it, but you have to pay for it necessarily because again, somebody created that. And so they own the rights to that necessarily. So you can do a lot. You can do all of this, by the way. So like you can.
OBS, you can do it, but you know, it's a bit.
Well, that's because OBS is a free, like OBS is a community supported product. That's the other thing. Like it's like they have people that are doing it as volunteer work, essentially. I think that's kind of right. Everything to say. Yeah,
but if we use OBS, it's become a workload that you have to download it and extra things you have to do. But if it is in the StreamYard itself, it will be a lot easier than OBS, because OBS is a bit hard to understand. Like it took me literally 1 or 2 months to understand all the features of OBS, and still I'm learning. So it's just the easy work.
I've been using OBS for 5 years. I'm still learning all the formats.
See, that's the point.
Well, yeah, right. And I understand the point. And the other thing is you can also bring these in, like there's a couple of ways you can do this. So for example, if you want clapping, Dimebag Darren saying, hey, you know what? make it like just you do it yourself, for example. The other options, if you do want to bring sound effects in, what a lot of people do is they use like there are third-party software for like just sound effects, for example. Or like in my case, like I have a mixer that has sound pads where I can play sounds that I've purchased.
Correct.
So
as
that's
long
part
as
of it.
you purchased it and you've got the right to use it, then you
rights.
Right to put it on your stream.
And then I just want to bring James's comment up. You know, it's just that about building too much into a platform can also affect the performance. So like, so you can like going back to your like OBS thing, like you can add more stuff to it and it can do a whole lot of things, but it also then can complicate it at the same time. So for example, if you need to bring a sound effect in, we do have a tutorial on using like voice meter, for example, because that's what a lot of people will use. They'll use voice meter to be able to bring in a sound effect. So for example, voice meter, I think it's a free software, but again, you still also have to have the right license to the track you want to play.
Correct. Here's a little hint for you. YouTube, in your YouTube studio, you have a YouTube library of sounds. It has the claps, it has all that stuff that are free to use in YouTube. So there's a way you can get your assets and then put them into StreamYard.
Yeah. So thank you for your help, and that's what all my questions were. So thank you, and thanks, StreamYard.
Anytime. Thank you very much.
Good night. It's actually 1 a.m. in my country. So good night.
Well, I want to thank you for sticking with us until 1 a.m. I appreciate it.
Yeah, my
Thank
pleasure.
you. Bye.
Bye.
I just did the sound effect for him.
No worries. No worries. Okay. So I think we got, so I was trying to, I gave I gave Erica like the link to join, but I guess she was going to come on and kind of explain her question, I guess, a little bit more. But Erica, if you have a question, one thing I would recommend is if it's something that we didn't answer today, do us a favor and go to our join our free Facebook group, the free StreamYard Facebook community. We have 20-something thousand plus people. You can ask ask whatever questions you want there as well. I'll chime in, but there will also be people that will also chime in as well. And I know Leo Mandel was here earlier. We have a lot of people there as well. So I'm not sure. She's saying she's in Facebook, but like, I'm not sure in terms of like, if you want to come on, just let us know, but we'll be here. We're gonna do the giveaway in a second here. So, okay. So let's do this. We got one other person, Eric. It's JP. JP, do you want to come on for like a couple minutes? Okay. So he says he just wants, we also got Erica as well. So JP, what do you want to, or JP, Eric, what do you want to do? You want to bring on Erica real quick? We answer her question, wrap it up. Okay. Okay. So we'll bring on Erica and then we're going to bring on JP to wrap things up and then we'll do the giveaway. Okay. So I'm going to bring on Erica. Erica, it's good to see you. How you doing?
Hi guys. How are you doing?
Good, good. Very good.
Awesome stuff. Okay. So, do you see how there's not very much background showing?
Yeah.
With the 4-person view, but if you click the little button, you could pull us back and it would be smaller, right? So there's a whole lot of background. I like it when it's close like we are right now. So that's number one. Number two, do you see how the clock, the timer is in a box of its own? And maybe if I had like only 3 people on here, I could put like a logo. So if I wanted to advertise the fact that in a big format that I wanted people to buy XYZ book because I'm interviewing a wonderful author named Eric,
Okay.
So that would be a reason for me wanting to have that 4-person view. For me, I think that 4-person view that's close up is so clean. It's clear. People tend to like it more. So yeah, that's why.
Formats. If you look at the formats, what I'd love for you to do is play with the formats, because the other way to doing that, to show a product or show a book or or an image, is share your screen. So there's a share button.
Yes,
You do it out of a second Chrome tab or something like that, and it works really, really well.
It does, but it doesn't look the same. It doesn't look like this. So I do know that I have used that, but it just doesn't look the same. And like when you put up like if I had a PowerPoint that we were using or something like that, and it changed it. It changed the format. It made it like big on the side or whatever. So it just changed the way it looked. It's not this. It's not like a 4-person view. It is like a presentation view, so to speak, versus a feature, like he is featuring this timer. And so the timer is kind of almost its own little character.
So remember how Christian said, get a second tab, okay? Add that tab as a user, okay?
You mean get a second computer? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, second computer, or even a second tab, second Chrome tab, and then log on to the same stream with the same invite. So now you've got 2 invites.
Yeah.
Use the second one, and then use that one for your product. And then when we go into 4, it'll be its own, just like the timer here.
Let me check you out, my friend. I'm going to check you out, see if that's going to be the way to go. Let's see.
Well, hit me up on Twitter here and let me know if that works for you. Okay.
Okay.
Different ways.
I was just going to totally try to do it right now. Is that possible or no?
Because you're a guest. No, you have to be the host. So in your stream, go ahead and invite 2 computers. Invite yourself from another device or a tablet or something, and now you'll have 2 different windows.
Okay.
And then you can do the 4. Let's say that we got 3 guests, and we've got the 4th one.
Okay.
And that's a separate computer that you're using yourself.
So I don't have to use the computer. I can use another tab. I can use another tab, you think?
I do that all the time. I have different tabs I use, and I just go around.
All right. I'm on it, Eric. Where did Christian go?
Oh.
I don't know. But thank you guys.
Puddles. He's getting puddles. He's getting the Puddles duck. So for our giveaway, it's going to happen. So he's getting him ready.
Okay.
So on the stream, just know that that's what Christian is.
Okay. You know what? I think they're trick-or-treating. That's what they're doing. They're trick.
Probably it. So any other questions?
No, because you know what? I kind of hopped in really quick. I totally appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and I'll check you out. Bye-bye for now.
Right. Now Christian's gone, so I've got to talk about it. So let's see. Do we have any other questions on the stream? He's duck hunting. That's what I'm seeing here. Okay. Do we have? Okay. So let's go. So yeah, what Erica was saying is one of the things about StreamYard is experiment, try different things. It is a great platform to try and use the different areas where you can record yourself, do some streams, tests. I have a Facebook group that I created just for experimenting. So I do that, and I just stream to my own Facebook group just to experiment with different things so I can learn how to do these things. Christian's trying to come in. I think he dropped for a second. All right, Leo.
Hiya. Eric. It all went wrong, but we're back. Hello.
How
I
are
think
you,
Christian
sir?
is. I'm well. Christian has died, and so I brought on my timers, so I've got a slightly different set of timers. So hopefully you're going to see them.
This is actually pretty cool. How did you do your timer?
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to see if I can show you. Give me 2 seconds. So I'm doing this all on one Mac. So there's quite a lot happening doing this. So I've just got to check that I've got the right thing to show you. Yeah, I have. Right, here we go. Right, so if you watch my screen now, if I just change my camera on this one, there you go. So I'm running Wirecast to run my clocks, and I have different clocks for different lengths of time. So we've got clocks, as you can see. I can start off a 1 minute and 59 second clock, or 2 minutes. And when the clocks go down, and we'll leave the 1 minute 30 clock running, so that'll show you what we're doing. And what it actually is, it's 2 layers. Now, these were created outside, and they're movies. The first one is the live stream one that's going over the top, which is giving that layer, which I can take off, which is just giving a layer of the bit around the outside. The second is just a clock that I created in Premiere Pro. And as you can see, when it hits 1 minute, it goes into orange. When it gets down to 30 seconds or 15 seconds, it goes into red. So it gives people a real easy thing that they can see how they're going to run out of time. So it sort of keeps them on time. So we'll see it go down in a minute down. I think it's at 15 seconds I go red. So, but bear in mind, me doing 2 clocks, giving you 2 lots of this screen. I'm running Wirecast and I'm running Ecamm, pushing this all through one Mac at the moment. And I haven't got an M1 Mac. I wish I did. So you should see the color change now. Watch the color change. And it just gives that thing. What I'll actually do, I'll upload the 5-minute MOV file. I'll give it to Christian so Christian can put it into the file, and then anybody can put their own animation over the top of it. So as you can see, we go back to the animation and it'll just run there. We can't. So if anybody's watching and wondering what's happened here, Christian looks like he's had a power outage, which this is a really good example of what happens when you have a power outage. You can still keep going.
That's right. And that's one of the things about StreamYard, Dad, because
as long as somebody is there, you can take the timers one off now, Christian. Take my timers one off.
All right. So Leo, what's your question for the group?
I don't have a question.
Oh.
I just all I could say, Eric, is you have to work hard to get a mug. I know.
I don't have one. I don't have a bottles. I don't have a mug. Look, they have me drinking of industrial things.
I know. It's hard, isn't it? Are you back? What happened then, Christian? Tell us. Oh, can you hear him? We can't hear you. He's gonna. So, just for those watching, to understand what's just probably happened there, Christian's lost connection because we lost both of his cameras. In losing that, you would think that the show would stop. As long as there's somebody still in the StreamYard studio, the StreamYard studio will continue working. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you now on the stream. So
yeah, exactly. So Eric was up. As long as there's someone still in the StreamYard studio will continue streaming, and it will run. Once there's nobody there, I think it times out. I can't remember how long it is, but it means that it's good. The safety net. My always, when I running shows, I always have at least 2 people who are logged in, so that if somebody does drop out, there's somebody who's logged in with the administration privileges, which you can do, as you know. They just have to use. You give them the 6-digit code at the moment using the existing system before Teams comes on. Yeah, that enables them to get in to do the back end.
Absolutely. So what did I miss? Okay, so how are you bringing your timer?
We don't need you anymore, Christian. You're
I know,
you know,
right?
I put in a thing. Anybody but Christian. We can run the show without you. Eric and I are taking over.
So how did you bring in your timer, by the way?
If you want to bring it back in, I'll show you.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
Still in.
And sorry, by the way, this is for my own knowledge, so I want to hear how he's doing this.
Okay, so I'm actually running 2 Chrome tabs. No, one computer, 2 Chrome tabs.
Got it.
2 Chrome tabs. I'm not actually. They're just standard Chrome tabs. I could go into a different Chrome.
Okay. Profile. Yeah.
Profile, but I haven't. I can go into 2 Chrome tabs on a Mac. So the second Chrome tab, what I'm actually doing is I'm using. You're looking at Wirecast here, and so on Wirecast, what we do is I actually can say I set up the virtual camera. Very similar. You're seeing me. I'm actually on Ecamm, so I'm doing Ecamm. I'm sharing so I can see myself. So it's a bit. So when I then what I have is I have layers in here. I have a camera. If we start off at the 1 minute camera, 1 minute here. What it is it's 2 layers, and the bottom layer is a countdown animated MP4 file. So it's just that's just counting down, which I created as a video, and then I'm laying on top of that another movie file which has got the animation around the outside, so I can actually turn that off. And what I did when I made the movie, I actually made it 5 minutes long, and as you'll see, the colors change when I get down to 15 seconds. The background of it fades out from orange into red, so we're going to get there in a few seconds.
Okay, cool.
I use this on a meeting that happens every month, a political thing, and they typically have a 2.5 minute countdown. And in the 12 meetings we've run it with, I think only once has someone gone over the timer, because it's quite in your face, showing you what you actually want to do. Yeah, because it starts off nice and green and it goes down to the color.
Cool, very cool.
So you know how long you got. So
Awesome.
that's how I do that.
Nice. Yeah, and here's the thing, like a lot of the stuff we're showing, like we're bolting on. I forgot I actually have Wirecast. We're bolting. That was what I started with. So we're actually in a way we're all bolting on solutions. So for example, I'm using Manicam, Eric's using OBS, and Leo in this case is using Wirecast.
I'm using Wirecast and Ecamm at the same time.
Exactly. And it also comes out. So like, let's talk about that real quick. What kind of computer are you using to power all this?
What am I using, or what do I wish I had? I have
are you using?
An i9 MacBook Pro 2019 32 gig.
Got it.
It was just under $4,000. A $699 Mac Mini with an M1 8 gig will outperform this.
Yeah, exactly.
The Mac Minis, if you're Mac
the new
based,
ones,
the
new
M1 just literally wipe the floor with this. But that's life, we have this. So I do that on there. So I have to bring up I do a lot, as you know, Christian, when we've talked before, I do a lot of production behind things to deliver things. And it's about, as Eric was talking about some of the stuff he does, is about smoothing the curves so you deliver. But I think what's key when you were saying earlier is we all have to use all these things. It's not, the idea isn't that, it'd be great if something does everything, but StreamYard is brilliant at what it does. But it's like a football game. You can't have just a load of wide receivers. You aren't going to get anywhere with it. You need every single member on there to be able to play the game. And sometimes there's bits in here that you need to actually deliver. And this is why sometimes it's just how it works. You need bits to do different things.
Absolutely. Yeah. And again, I mean, I almost want to say pick the right tool for the job. There's lots of different tools out there. And for example, this countdown timer, I literally just threw it together yesterday at 4:30 in the afternoon. And I had to figure out, how do I get it to come in? And there are, to be honest, there are a couple things that like I was like, oh well, I like this, but I didn't like this. I initially had a whole video made, and I was like, oh, that's okay. But then I didn't like the fact that at the end of the video, it was a restart back to the beginning of the video file. So I was like, okay, well, what are my other options? And so again, it just comes back to like you have to test and try different things. You know, and you are going to have to like bolt different things together. So,
and what I said, Christian, is I'm more than happy after this show. I'll give you the movie file that is the countdown clock at the back.
Yeah,
that you can put it up onto your thing and people can share it. I don't mind. You know, that's it.
Oh, anytime.
But they can then put their own animation over the front of it and do however they like. So it's pretty easy.
No, absolutely. And again, I mean, I think the key takeaway here is that, you know, again, it's like figure out what your stream is. Like the other key thing I think I want to just make sure people understand is don't stray from like what your message is. Your message and your content are the most important part. So like, you don't want to like, we have people like they say, well, hey, what camera are you using? We're more than happy to tell you what camera we're using, but the audio is the most important part. So you want to make sure like your audio sounds good. Like Leo, by the way, I love your background and the lighting and everything you got going on there.
Yep.
It's really good.
Yeah. So I have nanolite power tubes behind me.
Hey, nice.
So I can change them I can go into the different modes, different colors.
Nice.
And they rotate through. So that, but as you say, Christian, and although I'm a bit shouty today, audio is the most important thing in everything we do.
Yep.
And we've talked about this. This is a Heil PR40.
Right.
I tell you the big thing that I've got, which has been brilliant, and I mentioned it. I put it in the chat earlier.
Yeah.
There's a new way of doing arms. There's a new way of doing arms. And this is the Elgato low profile. I'm just gonna
the one that swings around.
Pull it
right?
out. I'm just gonna try and carefully remove my arm. You shouldn't. You know, this is the don't do this live.
Oh, you're live.
But there you go. Right. So this is the Elgato low profile arm. And the reason why those that have moved to this have realised the boom arms, which you're on a boom arm, aren't you, Christian? If I remember rightly.
Yep.
Yeah. The boom arms in your face over here. I have all of this clear. This just sits above my hands. So it swings out and you can swing it out from anywhere. So you can swing it out between monitors and you get all of that real estate back rather than the arm that's sort of coming down like this.
Yeah.
There's no springs in this. There can't be. This mic is nearly 3 pounds of mic.
Right.
It's heavy. It's heavy. The same with you're on an SMB7. SMB7 is also quite heavy mic.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are you on, Eric?
Yeti.
Yeah. The mic.
It
the
sounds
mic
good. I gotta say his mic sounds good.
Yeah. The mic with a really different connection that sometimes doesn't fit on on some arms.
Yeah.
But try it. This is a great purchase.
Absolutely. So no, I love that point. Like, I like that. Again, it's also sort of like being deliberate about what you're buying and what you're upgrading. For example, like, you know, like I started out with a Blue Yeti, and then I realized and then I was like, oh well, this is not the right mic that I need. Versus
the big difference, the Blue Yeti is what's known as a condenser mic, and it is picking up everything in the room.
It is, yes.
That's absolutely great if you're in a super quiet room. I've got somebody who's making a meal next door.
I was going to say, I can hear that. Yes.
Yeah, can you hear it?
I can, yes.
Okay. So they will because this is a dynamic mic, it picks up a lot closer to just me.
Yeah.
So, but
Absolutely.
don't be scared. I would say for everybody, don't be scared about having the mic in shot, as Eric has, as I have, because it means you're closer to the mic. It's become people are used to it. You know, people are also used to the sort of the gamer headphone look.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. So awesome.
I actually play with that on my streams when when somebody says something, I'll go very close to the microphone and start talking with my voice.
Yeah.
You know, and I do that on the streams, and people react to that. So that's always fun.
That's good.
Well, I want to say we should continue chatting. I want to make
yeah,
sure
but you've got a draw to do. You've got other people to bring
one
on.
other person. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's chat more, and let's talk more about that timer. And I want to know what kind of. I want the send me a link to those lights as well. By the way, so
I'll send you a link to the lights.
Awesome. Thanks, Leo. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay. Always enjoy having Leo join us. Drop some serious knowledge a lot of times. So Eric, I still got JP here, and we got a giveaway.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
JP, I don't have my timer. I turned it off, but I'm going to bring you on. I'll give you like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Does that work? Okay. Awesome. We got JP tuning in from Japan, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes. Coming in from Japan. It is almost 5:30 in the morning here.
Wow.
But I got first thing, I got to tease Eric. Guys, get in on the giveaway. Get in on the giveaway.
Yes.
Get in on the giveaway. Yes. Do it. Do it. One thing I would like to address is virtual cameras.
Okay.
Virtual cameras, choose your platform and stick with it. Learn as much as you can. I'm using Manycam. Other people like Eric might use OBS or something like that. But the more familiar you get with it, the more versatile it becomes. Like I can choose, like a monster, or I can choose backgrounds, or I can choose whatever I want. But you got to think of live streaming as a bunch of Lego. You got part here, part here, part here, part here. And in order to build what you guys want, you're going to have to put these little parts together. And they're little parts, virtual cams. It could be audio. It could be the microphone. It could be the headset. The big cans that Christian doesn't like.
I did say I didn't like them.
But it could be all of these parts that you got, these little parts that you put together. And please, please, please don't give StreamYards a hard time because it is web-based. It's not downloadable. It's web-based. Anybody can access it from anywhere. Join the Facebook group. Get in there. The mentors, we are in there. If you need help, if you have questions, we have answers.
Christian, why don't you drop the link in the chat so that people that don't have the Facebook group, they can join on that.
So I got that covered.
Oh, it just as a reminder, possibly.
Got it. On it.
Okay, that's it.
Very cool.
And I'm not in my undershirt today. So
I never noticed. So I want to thank both you and both Leo for
Leo is fantastic.
Joining and spend some time. So we appreciate it. Eric, I got the message. I get the message. So Adam's exploits, by the way, he does say hey, too bad I'm not hourly. Yeah. We'll work on that. So we're going to work on work on tightening up the show. So for example, do you all, let us know in the comments. Do you think is 4 hours too long? Is 3 hours too long? What do you think the ideal length of this stream should be? So, I definitely want to know. So let me know in the comments, and then let me know if you actually liked the countdown timer this time. If it was better or, whatnot, what improvements you think we can make.
Well,
okay.
I'll tell you as a viewer.
Yeah.
We got through a lot more people this time.
Oh, I did. Yeah. And I was looking at that 10 minutes and I was like, oh my gosh, we still have a couple minutes left for people. So.
Okay, guys, I'm going to take
awesome.
off.
Thanks, JP.
Enjoy the stream. Peace.
Awesome. Thanks, JP.
On the next one.
All right.
This was good, wasn't it? I mean,
it was very good. A lot of people are saying that they had a lot of knowledge dropped on them today. They say that it was good stuff. I've been seeing the chats. So I think this is a good format. We just need to probably do giveaways every hour or something.
You know what? That's not a bad thing, actually. We'll have to talk. we'll talk. You and I after the show, we'll do a little brainstorming.
Good.
Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we're coming in for a close, by the way. So first thing is, this is for everybody who's a StreamYard user. If you are a StreamYard user, by the way, just go to StreamYard.com. You can sign up. We have free accounts all the way up to paid accounts. Obviously, they add more features, things like that. But don't forget, every account, there is a giveaway tool we have that you have access to. All you have to do is go to StreamYard.com/giveaway. And I want to show you what this looks like real quick. And then I'm going to tell you what we told you what we're going to give away. But let me show you what this looks like. So this is the StreamYard giveaway tool. There we go. And so everyone who is a StreamYard user has access to this. All you have to do is simply go, and you'd start this at the beginning of your broadcast, by the way. So you'd schedule your stream, you'd then go into StreamYard.com/giveaway, and then you'd be able to select what stream you want to run the giveaway for. You could put a hashtag in, or you can leave it blank and just say start collecting comments. And again, if you refresh the screen, you actually lose access to this. Just keep that in mind. So for example, all the comments that were people were leaving, and when my computer restarted, I lost all those comments. So, so to enter this giveaway, all you need to do is just put in pretty much, you can put in any comment you want. For example, you have any ideas, Eric, that people should put in?
All right, let's go with the normal one, the yard.
Okay. So put in the yard, or even put in any comment. I've got it set up so that it literally is just collecting from everyone. And then what I've done is I've shared my screen here. This is the giveaway. And you're probably wondering, well, hey, what are you guys going to give away? So let's do this. We said we're going to give away puddles. So we're going to give away puddles. You can put in left StreamYard. You can put in the yard. Doesn't really matter. Anything you comment on right now will show up in the giveaway tool. And then you tell me whenever you're ready, Eric, and we'll do a drawing.
Okay, so see, I still see the chats here coming in.
Okay.
Come
Oh,
on.
look at that. There we go.
They're going. 49 already. And Leo says we can change for the next one. We can do duck for Eric.
Okay. Okay. We'll take care of that. Yeah. Okay. So you tell me when, and I'll run the giveaway.
Okay, they're still coming in.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit it.
And basically, by the way, this is pulling in anyone who's commented since I started the giveaway tool again. So just keep that in mind. Oh, look at that. Coylin won. So Coylin, you won a puddles. So all you need to do, Coylin, is just send me an email, marketing@streamyard.com, and give me your information, actually. There you go. Yeah, so just go to email marketing@streamyard.com. Give me your information. Basically, I just need your address, and we'll get that shipped out to you. I want to say congratulations on that. Awesome. Is there anything else you want to add, Eric, about this week's show?
This was a great show. We learned about a lot of stuff, and I'm so glad that you guys are here to answer the questions of the community and all the different shows that StreamYard does. You guys keep on doing this. This is a wonderful tool, and we have got a wonderful community out there. Don't forget, guys, the StreamYard channel. Like this stream, subscribe to the channel. Also, go to the Facebook group. Get you guys in there. And until I see you guys the next time, hand it over to you, Christian.
Fantastic. So I just have 2 quick points. The first one is tomorrow. We were talking about the town hall. The town hall is Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So again, that's 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do us a favor if you want to go chat with Gage and Dan, the founders of StreamYard. They do this every Sunday. 30 minutes. They also do a giveaway.
I have asked Gage every single town hall to get Dan some furniture. Okay, because and I want you guys to join the stream and tell me if I'm wrong. Okay,
that's a good question, actually. So the other thing I wanted to let you all know is we have the next show. That's November 6th. And it's probably going to be at the 12:30 time. have been fluctuating a little bit with the times. It's typically 12, but it may be 12:30. Do us a favor. We post an announcement. You'll see whatever the time's going to be, if it's 12 or 12:30. With that, I want to thank Eric for stepping in for me with Charles as well. So thanks everyone. And again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Facebook.com/StreamYard community. Sorry, Facebook.com/groups. Is it groups? I think, right? Let's see. It's Facebook.com/groups/StreamYard community. But with that, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, sticking with us, pushing 4 hours. Wow. But happy streaming. And remember, keep streaming. You're only going to get better the more you do it. Have a great weekend, everyone.